hormonal-based therapy.
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com.
Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Adams County Commissioners vote unanimously to leave Tri-County Health, a move that was already taken by Douglas County.
Commissioner Emma Pinter reminding Adams County residents that the change will take a year to complete.
We will need to treat that relationship very thoughtfully because they are working very hard to protect us, despite the fact that we have told them we don't want to work with them anymore.
Commissioners say they want to focus health services on the needs of Adams County, which has issues with industrial pollution and poverty.
Reporter Jerry Bell. Governor Polis hails an FDA advisory panel's recommendation of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for younger children. The decision was made yesterday for the 5 to 11-year-old age group. Polis calls it an important milestone in the fight to end the pandemic. The recommendation needs further review before doses start going into the arms of younger kids. Sports, the Avs lose at home 3-1 to the Las Vegas Golden Knights. The Nuggets lost 122 to 110 on the road to the Utah Jazz. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
From the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Watch for some slow traffic as you head eastbound on I-270 coming off of I-25. Slow and go stop and go traffic all the way to past Vasquez. I-25 itself is moving along pretty well. Just a little slow southbound right now coming off of I-70 on down towards Spear, and no delay on I-70 at this point because of accidents. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Partly cloudy skies today, breezy and dry. Today's high will be 58, and then tonight's low 35. Now more sunshine for tomorrow. A high is going to reach 60 expected tomorrow. Currently, it's 50. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
The Denver Museum of Nature and Science proudly presents its newest exhibit, Survival of the Slowest. Explore dozens of habitats with live animals and discover how they've adapted to survive by slowing down. Visit dmns.org for more info.
Radio advertising can connect your business with holiday shoppers wherever they go. Use iHeart Ad Builder to create an affordable custom radio ad right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on the radio. Create your customized ad today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Go beyond the headlines with MSNBC Daily, a collection of written perspectives to help you better understand the issues of our time. Read now at MSNBC.com.
Not taking advantage of today's low rates? Think they're going lower? Well, with Ideal Home Loans, you'll always get the lowest rate with Ideal's exclusive interest rate guarantee. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Call for details 303-867-7000. And at Ideal, you don't have to start over at 15 or 30. You choose the ideal term for you. Only at idealhomeloans.com. 303-867-7000.
It's your chance to win $1,000.
Wasn't there a restaurant? You ever heard of that? Yeah, Marty. I'm sorry. I guess I've heard the other singer. I thought it was a fucking song. It is. Oh, it is. It was a movie. There it is. Debbie Reynolds. I find myself singing that. Not him singing that.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier, doing social commentary. Yes, yes, yes. We are here for that reason and that reason alone, but we have fun along the way, so don't hold that against us. We do have fun. Hey, this hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. For inflammation, overall health, it helps the immune system. Did you know that? RealCBDThatWorks.com. Tom and the promo code, get 30% off. Inflammation, pain, RealCBDThatWorks.com. Okay, so let's talk. You heard that song. It's a parody. I don't know if that's what to call it. Yeah. And it's about Troubleshooter helps the common man based on some very famous bearded guys with guitars. And it's pretty cool. And so we have the guy in the studio that did that song for us, but not because he did the song. He's here to promote beer.
Now, wait. When you say he did it, I've never asked this. Did he actually sing it and do all the instruments?
He did all the instruments. Well, let him talk about it. But the reason Eve Moss, he's here, and he has what's called rockandroll.beer. That's his website. And he does, do you call it microbrewery? What do you call it when you make custom beers? Boutique brewery? What do you call it? And that's not the button, that's the button. Go ahead and turn that button on for him, man. Okay, Steve. Talk to me, Steve. Just talk to me. You're close, bro. Close. Okay. Just like in the studio. It's a lip mic. Go ahead, sir.
Well, craft beer is...
Craft, what does that mean?
Well, it's just a microbrewery would be where you would manufacture and deliver, and that's what I do. So it would be a microbrewery.
Okay. And the craft is the recipe. You have different flavors. What do you call them? What do you call them when you different flavors, right?
There's all different flavors. There's so many breweries.
Or different brews. Different brews. Yeah. So how many different brews do you do?
Right now we have 7.
Are they commercially available?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so where? At bars?
That and liquor stores. The best thing to do is go on rockandroll.beer and look for the distribution page, and there'll be a list, and it's growing every day.
How do you distribute it and make it? Do you make it personally?
Yes, sir. I brew it.
Well, how do you get enough? I mean, are you always brewing, or do you have people working for you?
I have help, yes. But I oversee everything.
Is it like a commercial brewery with people actually working there every day?
I brew.
Or you do batches?
Remember, I do more than just my brewery.
Of course. That's why I'm asking.
So we are, as much as I want to brew. I could brew every day if I want to. I don't want to brew every day.
And what he meant was he does basically advertising stuff, and he writes jingles and all kinds of stuff. He's very talented. But the reason he's here today is not just to talk about beer, but we have some beer connoisseurs. Are you going to be able to taste it, right, Susan and Mark? You guys are connoisseurs for sure, and we're going to have some tasting just to see about them. It'll be fun.
You're trying these, man.
Well, listen, man, I can't because I've never. I don't want to get into that part of it because I don't want to discourage people if they like beer. I just don't drink beer. I'd never drank beer in my life. I just can't.
How do you know you don't like it?
Well, because that has been told to me a million times, and then I would taste them. I don't think if you put the cumulative total of beer I've drank over the years, it would come to a cup. And that's not to say I'm against drinking beer. I just haven't developed a taste. I don't want to get into that right now. Right now, I just want to talk about the people who like it and then why they like it and what they like about it. I know that people have their own set of taste buds, and I hear people say things like this: it's watery, or it's not robust, or it's too this. I don't even know how to judge a beer. What are the main things people look for in a beer? Anyway, we'll talk about it. But I got to get to the phones, and let me get through a couple of these calls. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. There's some important calls here I want to get to. Jesse, what is this follow-up that you want us to know about? A follow-up. Now, what original problem was this, Jesse?
Hey, Tom. This was Cigna Healthcare withholding rightfully money of mine of $4,500, and Mark, they refused to give it back. Mark kindly helped me through the small claims process.
Oh, good.
And as soon as he served them, a day later, their attorney called, and we settled for the full amount plus interest plus fees.
Oh, so now talk about the original. Talk about the original problem first.
The original problem was that my 2020 plan should have been canceled, and it wasn't. And so they erroneously billed me for 5 months in 2021.
Now, why? What do you mean it should have been canceled?
They were charging them for 2 different health insurance policies at the same time, and the reason they wouldn't refund the poor guy, they kept saying, it's got something to do with Connect for Health, it's not us, although they were the ones drafting it each month.
That's right. So Cigna was taking the draw, and they pointed the finger at Connect for Health.
It's funny,
Connect
they
for Health
totally
pointed back to Cigna.
They totally ignored you. Then what was the next step after talking to Mark? What did you do?
Mark kindly served them, and
you served them, Mark?
Did the Colorado Secretary of State's their agent, and for whatever reason, they said they can't accept service, which was the oddest thing I ever heard. Maybe because it's a health insurance company. So they happen to have one of their headquarters right here in Denver. So I went up to the top floor of this building. It's locked up like Fort Knox. So I'm beating on this glass door because I see a meeting going on in the back. And finally, they figure out this guy's not leaving. It must be important. I'm waving a folder like it's very important. And they came to the door, and I videoed it. And I said, you've been served, and that was that.
So after that, Jesse, you got a phone call.
From their in-house attorney, very nice guy, and he was so empathetic and very apologetic. He said, it's a shame that it had to go this far for you to get your refund.
$4,600 they billed you, right? $4,600 over 5 months?
Yeah, that's right. And then total, they gave me $5,500 with fees and interest on top of it.
That is really cool. Thank you very much there for pulling out my dinger, Ants. I appreciate that. So it's cool. It's a success, and this just goes to show you that, these guys, no matter what, when it comes to small claims court, even a small claim, if they don't answer it, they're going to lose by default, and they knew they were in the wrong, and you got their attention. That's a cool thing. Yes. 303-713-TALK. Georgia, what's going on with you, Georgia?
Hi there.
Hey.
Hi, Tom. I'm going to read what my notes here to be concise for you. I used Quest Diagnostics for blood tests.
Yeah.
And I got the bill, and they didn't turn it into Medicare.
Can I ask something? Who ordered the test? Did a doctor order it?
She sure did.
Okay.
Yes. It's all legit.
Okay.
And they didn't turn it into Medicare. I went on their site. There's no place to put Medicare. I tried calling them. They won't answer, and they were blaming it on COVID. And then I wrote 2 emails, no reply, and I called United Healthcare to make sure what's going on. And they were great. They said,
whoa. Why United Healthcare if you have...
That's my supplement.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
And so... was supposed to bill Medicare, and whatever Medicare didn't pay, United Healthcare would cover.
Got it.
And
does Quest refuse to bill Medicare?
I can't talk to them.
Well, just so you know, as far as I know, they're not required to bill Medicare. They can do it as a courtesy, but I do not believe they're required to. Okay. You can bill them directly, as far as I know. The reason I know that is because I have doctors that don't bill Medicare. And,
okay.
And then they give you what's called a super bill with codes, and then you send it into Medicare. Well, actually what you do is you send it into your supplement, and they parse through what they owe and what a Part A or Part B owes, and then they process it. Did your supplement tell you that?
No, they told me I had to get a hold of Quest.
That's not true at all. Not that I know of. Here's what we're going to do, especially because we're coming up on open enrollment anyway. I want to get Integra on to answer this. Integra Insurance, they're health insurance brokers, but they know a lot about health insurance. Hang on, and we'll come back to this more, plus beer testing coming up.
As far as I know, if they have a contract with Medicare, she can.
If they have a contract,
I'm sure Quest has a contract with Medicare.
Then they have to.
Then they have to accept it.
But, no, I know they have to. Okay, so they have to bill.
Right.
You mind if I take pictures, Tom?
No, you can do whatever you want.
You know, it looks like...
very informal. Just don't make noise. I mean, excessive noise, like him.
Show me pictures.
Sheridan Auto Tech. Uncle Kevin, I love this place because he has experience and knowledge and value and honesty for minor repair, major repair, maintenance, and electrical issues. SheridanAutotech.com. You would do well by going there. They have 2 locations on Colfax and Lakewood, just west of Wadsworth. On a Havana and Aurora, just south of 6th Avenue. 303-455-7242. 455-7242. SheridanAutotech.com. You've heard me talk on the show about reverse loans. Now listen, it's not for everyone, but I will tell you this, damn near everyone over 62 with equity, unless you just want to leave that equity for some reason, but you'll still have equity to leave 98% of the time. Your house outpaces what's accruing on a reverse loan. I'm just going to say this. Explore reverse loans for extra cash, tax-free money. That's right. So you tap into that equity without paying any tax. 303-771-3528 is approvalreverse.com. 303-771-3528.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of
this gallery where we believe there's I need this to get around in this building. Never been a better time. Quality fitness. No, you don't. Okay, well, in celebration of the grand opening of the Gateway.
Not only that, it's quicker from here. It's quicker. Because you don't have to go through the 2 double doors over there.
Are going up, but we still have many products. Pre-inflation
question.
Yeah, prices are still low.
So I watch on YouTube. I don't ever comment though. But you like to use a few colorful words.
Sure.
But as soon as you get behind the microphone, boom, it's gone. How do you do that?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know, man. I do. I cuss like a sailor. There's no doubt.
Yeah. My uncle used to do that. I used to love when he'd come over, you know.
Mark, I have a question. When I start serving you guys, if I want to tell a little bit about my beer, I'm going to turn
What's all the buzz about nasalization and a navage?
Turn that volume.
Should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs
There's 2
engage
black
in your
ones.
nose.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if
Air
you hit
filter
the
for
wrong
trapping
one. Just turn
allergens
the
and viruses.
Nope.
When your nose
Turn the
gets
little
clogged,
knob.
it's less
Down.
effective and germs
Knob.
multiply.
Black
Eventually, your
Yep,
immune
there you
system
go.
can
Turn
get
that down.
overwhelmed and you get
Perfect.
sick.
Now go ahead.
Irrigation is
That's
an
good.
effective, all-natural way.
What I'm saying is that when I start serving you guys, I want to say a little bit about the beer, and then I'm going to walk and serve you. Should I turn this on when I'm talking, and then when I start walking around, we turn it off?
Yes. It on? Anytime you're not talking, turn it off.
But I didn't understand because Tom reached over and turned this one on. And Doc turned that one
This
on.
one is for this mic. So forget about this one here.
That one's, there's no mic there.
This is.
Okay.
So this is.
It's that one.
That's why I turned it on.
This does nothing.
Forget about that.
Okay.
When you want to talk,
Okay.
turn this on or signal to me and I'll turn it on for you.
Okay. Hey, what's the best plug-in for, what the hell's it called? Adobe, what's your audio?
Oh. Adobe Audio?
Yeah, what's it called? Adobe, damn it. Here, I got it on my computer. I just got to launch it. Edition. What can you plug in, or you guys just simply don't know, to plug in for perfect pitch on there? Don't know.
Do you know?
Adobe is more of a TV audio thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
What is that called when people sing and it's perfect? No, it's not. I'm not thinking of perfect pitch. No, sorry guys. That's not it. The rappers fucking use it. Auto-tune. So what can I use for auto-tune to where it would be live on the spot? Do you know? Where I don't have to compress it and do it. As I'm talking, it is.
I do everything in the studio, so I don't really deal with that stuff.
I need a lady who needs to waterproof the inside of her house. Who do I get? What the fuck does that?
What does that mean, the inside? She means basement wall inside. They don't do it. It's not the way to do it.
This report is sponsored by Walgreens. Rain last night, we're bringing back the sunshine. Temperatures today in the mid to upper 50s. It'll be sunny, but it's going to be breezy as well. I'm Fox 3 Western Point Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burst. Walgreens is making Medicare easier than ever with the new $5 coverage tool. Compare plans
What's that? How do you know when you're coming back? The music or the cue or the time.
By visiting Walgreens.com.
Usually it's Shannon.
The breaks are all pre-designated.
Tom has no idea of time. So Shannon usually gives it in.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, gives free market valuations of your home based on what he thinks it will sell for on the open market. Way better than Zillow, way better than an appraisal, because most homes are selling for more than Zillow and more than appraisals. He tells you based on his experience, and there's no charge for it whatsoever. It's detailed and complete. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Now, Jared's with us. I want to talk about open enrollment. Jared is with Integra Health. Jared, I want to talk about open enrollment, but I want to talk about specifically when you have when a provider like Quest Diagnostics does a blood test, are they required to bill Medicare? Because she's getting a bill and she says they won't bill Medicare. Is that right, Georgia? They refuse to talk to you, right?
Yeah. I call them. They keep saying, well, they actually won't talk to me because they keep saying we can't answer the phone because of COVID. And then I did send 2 emails and no reply.
They can't answer the phone because of COVID. Like in other words, okay, it's like going to come over the phone, or what do they mean? Tell them your phone's vaccinated. So listen.
Everything I'm reading, this company, Quest Diagnostics, deals and bills Medicare every single day, including Medicaid as well. So something's not right here.
Good. Correct. Deputy Doc told us, Jared, that if the provider is not required to bill Medicare if they do not have a contract with Medicare. If they decide not to take Medicare, that's their purview. But Quest Diagnostics does accept Medicare, therefore they should bill Medicare. Is that right?
That is correct.
Then what does she do? She keeps getting billed directly.
Well, she can actually get Medicare involved as well, and Medicare will drop the hammer. They will get in contact with it. So if they are not complying and sending and resubmitting the bill to Medicare, she can actually get Medicare involved.
How does she do that? How does she do that?
1-800-Medicare.
1-800. Okay, boy, that's great. No, seriously, cool. Georgia, 1-800-Medicare. Say, look, I had blood work done. Quest will not bill you guys. They keep billing me. Why don't you call them and let us know what happens? Really.
I will.
Now, listen, I want to talk to Jared here. Jared, once and for all here, when is open enrollment?
Well, open enrollment for under 65 starts Monday, November 1st till December 15th.
Okay, wait, only 15 days?
Oh, sorry, December 15th. Did I say November?
Okay,
sorry.
To December 15th. That's for January 1st, right?
Correct. And then there's a second open enrollment period where from December 16th to January 15th for February 1st effective date.
Why do they have to? I always wondered that.
Well, federally, it's actually only November to December. Colorado is one of the few states that actually extends it.
All right, so the extension is good for a January 15th start? No, wait, what start? For a March or what?
February 1st effective date.
Okay, so what about, now that's for regular people, but what about us old farts?
So Medicare it's called annual enrollment period. It actually is right now. It started October 15th and it's till December 7th.
Okay. October 15th to December 7th. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, and so for annual enrollment period for Medicare, most people will be either changing their Medicare Advantage plans or their prescription Part D plans.
What is the reason? Tell me something. What is the significance of open enrollment? You'd be surprised how many people do not understand the significance. Why should they be calling Integra Insurance? And I say Integra. Of course, I believe that using a broker is necessary, and you're the only one I would consider. I would never try to do it on my own. You guys know all about the tax pennies. You'll know all about when somebody should go to Medicaid. You know when people, what they need when it comes to Medicare. But I want to ask something. What's the significance of open enrollment?
Well, plans change. Plans change dramatically, too, sometimes. So you want to review your plan and especially look and see if there's new plans out there and available, which under the Medicare world and Medicare Advantage, there are many, many plans that are different and much better than probably what you currently have. And then also on the individual market, there's some plans that are getting discontinued or they're not as well covered for your prescription drugs or your copays, et cetera. It's always good to review because every year it changes. Every year it changes.
And open enrollment is significant because it's the only time you can do it.
It's the only time you can do it. Unless you have a qualifying event outside of open enrollment, this is the only time to change.
And a qualifying event is a what? A change of job?
Mostly involuntary loss of insurance.
Okay.
So change of job, divorce, even childbirth is a qualifying event. But mostly, losing your insurance through an employer or moving from one state to another.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Integra Insurance. You should call them now for information. Seriously, 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500. I want to remind people that coming up, we're going to do some beer testing. Not so much testing as tasting. From Rock and Roll Brewery, which is rockandroll.beer. A craft brewer here that we know, Steve Moss, actually has an advertising agency where he produces a lot of creative, and he did our song, Troubleshooter Helps the Common Man, fashioned after ZZ. Hey, let's talk to Michelle. Michelle's got a weird problem here. Michelle, what's going on?
Yes, hi. I'm in Oklahoma.
Yes, Michelle.
Yes, and I'm trying to get me a baby monkey. And I was talking to two gentlemen at the time, and I went with one of them the first time, and that ended up being a scam. And now I'm dealing with a second man. He has sent the monkey from London to here, and we're having to put up $1,000 deposit for some COVID
All right.
test.
Let me ask you something. How was the first one a scam?
He took my money and then just never contacted me or anything.
Where'd you find the first one? Like on Craigslist or eBay?
Yeah, where'd you find him?
On Facebook. Through
of course, Marketplace.
Was it Facebook Marketplace?
No.
Okay.
It was through a
All right, so hold on. So what kind of monkey?
A capuchin?
What is that?
A capuchin monkey.
A capuchin.
Capuchin. So how big is a capuchin monkey?
She's a baby right now. She's 14 weeks.
How big do they get?
She'll get up to be about the size of a chihuahua.
Uh-huh.
Tom, did you ever see Friends where Ross that's a capuchin monkey?
Okay. All right. And hold on a sec, Michelle. The second guy, how'd you find?
I found him through a lady that I was talking to here in the States that received a monkey from him.
Did he get any money from you at all?
No. It went straight to shipping and delivery.
Did you pay anything at all so far?
Yes. I've paid $700.
For what? Shipping?
Yes. Shipping and transfer of ownership, vaccinations. He sent me receipts on everything that he's done.
So you really believe this guy?
Yes.
But now he wants another $1,000 for what, a COVID test?
Yes. If not, the monkey has to go into quarantine for 14 days. and then I will have to pay $60 a day for that. If I put up the $1,000, they'll give the monkey the test. If it comes back negative, they'll deliver the monkey right away, and I'll get a refund on the money.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The $1,000 you pay for the test, and if it turns out to be negative, you get the full $1,000 back?
Yes, it's totally refundable.
Then if it's not if it turns out to be positive, then what?
Then the monkey has to stay in a facility in Georgia.
And what's the $1,000 used for then? The up?
Keep it. They'll keep the $1,000.
By the way, have you ever had a monkey before?
No, my best friend did when I was growing up.
I hear they're pretty difficult pets to have, actually. But
yeah, I'm disabled.
I got a monkey story.
And it's going to be trained as a service animal for me.
Really? To do what?
Yeah. To help I lost my leg due to a real painful disease in my left leg.
Yeah.
And I have trouble with reaching for stuff. I'm in a wheelchair a lot.
I see.
And things like that. Yeah. And it's hard for me to wear a prosthetic leg.
Now, is it going to be trained for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How much is a monkey? How much is the trained monkey?
They're anywhere between $800 to $1,000.
And they're trained to, like, you point it.
No, they're not trained for that. They're not trained for that price, right?
No. I will send them to a facility here in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yes, and they will help me with assisting on training.
All right. Hold on a sec, Michelle. We'll come back to you. And that begs the question, when you're training a monkey and it's naughty, what do you do?
I told you I had a monkey story. I told you I had a monkey story.
I didn't say it.
I told you.
Wait a minute. Is it April?
There is no monkey. She's being scared.
You think so?
Oh, of course. First of all, there's all sorts of licenses and registration. They just don't ship monkeys without to private individuals. I don't know how I had a monkey when I was a kid.
You did really have one.
I swear I had a monkey. I'm not going to lie. I have no reason to lie.
What kind?
One of those.
Not a chimpanzee.
No, it wasn't a chimpanzee. It was a monkey. Like a capuchin.
Like a spider monkey?
It was not a spider. It wasn't a skinny spider.
So your parents bought this for you?
I came home one day. We had a 10-foot tall cage in the backyard sitting over in the corner. 10-foot tall, maybe 6 foot wide, maybe 8 foot deep, with a covered end at the back. And there's this fucking monkey in this cage. Okay.
Where'd your folks get it?
I don't know where the monkey came from.
Did it have COVID?
There was no COVID in those days.
Yeah.
But the monkey story I have plays the...
Hey, listen, if you want to
sell a house, you can do it the conventional way, and most likely you'll make some money. But, you know, not everyone wants to sell conventionally. There are a few reasons. They don't want to wait months for closing. They don't want to fix up a house. They don't want to do inspections. They don't want to pay commissions. They want to check. They need to get out of town in a few days. That's it, right? If you want to make a sale, don't assume you won't get a good price. Don't assume that. Call them. You have nothing to lose. Listen, the worst that happens is you say no. So what about giving them a call? Homevestors, 800-44-BUYER. I trust these guys. Just get your price. If you don't like it, move on. 800-44-BUYER. Someone else I trust, the Art of Granite. For granite, marble, quartz, quartzite, any solid surface countertop you want, they do. They charge wholesale on all materials. They tear out and haul away free, and they do the bathroom vanity free when you do the kitchen. And here's the biggest part I love about theartofgranite.com. They'll give you prices on the phone because they're proud of their value. Take them up on it. 303-386-5919. Get your price, 303-386-5919.
So, back to the monkey misbehaving. My grandmother.
Where'd you grow up?
Los Angeles.
Okay. Was your dad a professional?
My dad was a serious entrepreneur. We had a bar.
So good. So because not everybody buys a monkey.
I don't know. I don't know where the monkey came from, Tom. I was too young to ask and be concerned about where the monkey came from. All I know is the monkey was misbehaving. I was giving my grandma.
That's real.
So, Mark, plumbers do waterproofing because Colorado Structural Repair said she needs to call someone to waterproof her house. So plumbers do that. Tom, what kind of company waterproofs a house?
Foundation companies do, but only if it's the foundation. What does she mean by waterproofs?
Something about water coming in through the floor. She called Colorado Structural Repair, says call someone who waterproofs.
Well, foundation people have people that do it, so I don't know who they use, but they do have people that do it.
So she should call Colorado Structural Repair for a referral then?
Well, foundation people, meaning people who pour and do foundations.
Okay.
All right, quick. Monkey was misbehaving. Was within reach of my grandma. My grandma literally backhanded that monkey. The monkey sat down.
Okay, there's a whole category of foundation water.
There was shit. She slapped it.
Really?
Literally. Slapped the shit out of the monkey. Literally. The monkey was misbehaving, Tom. Okay. So my grandma just slapped it. Pow! The monkey just sat down. When the monkey moved, there was a pile of shit. She slapped the shit out of the monkey.
How long did you have this?
We had the monkey about a year.
And then what?
Then the monkey was gone, and I put pigeons in the cage.
And you put what?
Pigeons.
Did you have a dog?
I had probably 4 dogs, a duck.
Did you have a dog when you had a monkey?
I had a dog when I had a monkey.
Did they get along?
The monkey stayed in the cage or on top of the cage or in the grapefruit tree. The dog barked.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. It was a mess. It was a mess. But we literally had a zoo.
Well, if your dad had a bar, there's probably something guy couldn't pay a bill or
More
something.
than likely.
I'll give you a month.
Numbers.
Did that too.
I don't know why Doc knows so much about monkeys.
He spanked a few.
I spanked a few monkeys.
Oh, man. Yeah, it sounds to me like she's getting ripped off.
That's a crazy story, man. You come home and there's a fucking monkey in your back.
Yeah. If you put on here, you Google capuchin monkey scams, it's loaded.
Well, the whole thing sounds like a scam.
Oh, jeez.
That's because Ross had one on.
You know,
she needs to get the monkey off.
how do you pay taxes on an unrealized gain? Let's say
you can't.
But I'm just saying, how do you even calculate it? If you've got $38 billion in stock and you put it all up for sale, it drives that fucking price down instantly. So how do you fucking decipher how much you pay on it?
Ask Joe.
Go beyond the headlines with MSNBC Daily, a collection of written perspectives to help you better understand the issues of our time. Read now at msnbc.com.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package.
God, it's such an odd theory.
I'm Linda Gardner. Most of your money, your retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604.
Yeah.
That's 720-488-8604.
Monkey, duck, dog, pigeons, turtles, hamsters.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Don't forget the best water systems ever, waterpros.net. And I mean that, whether it's filtration, purification, water softening, under $2,000 for whole house systems, under $1,000 for a drinking fountain, waterpros.net. I know them personally, waterpros.net. Now, let's talk. What's on your mind? 303-713-TALK. Michelle says she's trying to buy a capuchin monkey, and she said she paid $700 so far, and she paid for shipping, vaccinations, and all. She got receipts and all of that. She trusts the guy, and Then now the guy wants $1,000 for a COVID test and quarantine if needed, or the $1,000 is refunded. Michelle, I just want to tell you something, and I'm sure you're not going to listen, but I do want to tell you this. I put in capuchin monkey scams into Google, and I get I have, hold on now, let me see, 1,020,000 results and about 10 pages of every single ripoff, and they all say the same thing. They want money up front for shipping, they want money for testing, and you never get your monkey. And now you may not believe it. You might be the 1 in a million that get their monkey. But this happens to be one of the biggest scams going on right now. And I'm telling you, there are articles after articles after articles after articles. This one, it could have been you writing it. The guy now wants $1,000 for a COVID test and possible quarantine if needed, and the $1,000 fully refunded. You say one of your friends got a monkey. I want to know this. I want to know this straight up. Do you know the person personally, firsthand, who got the monkey, or is it also someone on Facebook?
No, it's a client. He gave me the information.
What client? What client? Where do you know this client from? Personally?
No, just from him.
The monkey dealer. Just wait. Where do you know this client?
She doesn't. Just on Facebook.
Okay, Michelle, you're being ripped off. Now listen, you called for advice, dear. You said you had a problem. What is the problem you're having?
Oh, well, I'm just trying to come up with the money, but everybody thinks I'm being scammed.
No, not everybody. Yeah. Not everybody. You don't, but you are being scammed.
Okay.
And I hate to tell you this. You already lost $700. Please don't lose $1,000. Now, how do you get a real monkey? I mean, really, because there are so many scams out there, I can't tell you.
I'd literally call up the closest zoo and ask the zookeeper.
Right.
I don't know how people get capuchin monkeys. I don't know. And I don't know if capuchin is the breed of choice. Is that?
Yeah, it's the only one that can really be domesticated as a helper pet.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. How do you know all this about monkeys? Have you looked into a monkey?
I actually happen to know a lot about wildlife, Tom. So if you have any wildlife questions.
You really do?
I really do.
Really? Okay.
It's one of my hobbies.
Do you know people who have adopted capuchin monkeys?
I do not.
Okay.
But I do know that they are the one breed that can be trained as helper pets.
And you also said it's the one that has the most scams.
Oh, absolutely.
So chimpanzees don't make good helper pets?
Chimpanzees are one of the most dangerous animals you can have. They are so strong, they can rip apart a male in no time. They're 10 times as strong as human beings.
All right. There you go. We probably saved her some money. We probably did, seriously.
She sounded like she was going to send him $1,000.
303-713-TALK. Don's got a question about...
Comment.
A comment on what kind?
I'm sorry, I put that in wrong. It's the Quest Diagnostics billing.
Okay.
Sorry, Tom.
Because that woman says she's being billed directly and Medicare should be billed, and she's upset about it. Go ahead.
Hey, Tom, this is Don.
Yes, Don.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a big deal, but something maybe we should be aware of. Quest Diagnostics, a lot of us go there for our physicals. I went there for my blood draw, and I take my credit seriously. It's been well over 800 for years. So a few days after the blood draw, I get a text from Quest Diagnostics, and I kind of blew it off. I didn't want to take a survey. I didn't want to do a review. I'm thinking, I don't need to text with these people. Time goes by. I just kind of, it's like a $20 bill, right? Well, that text was the bill. So I got hit, like 45 days later. I should have been more on top of it, but they hit me with the 30 days past due. So I never got a bill. And I called them, and I never opted to go paperless or anything. And I guess I didn't call them, so I never talked to anybody. But online, I was able to request a paper bill. So anyway, and maybe we all need to be aware of, if we're going paperless, we better watch out for these texts and things. But that's the first hit. And I don't know if they're going to hit my credit because it just paid this off. I paid the bill like 5 days ago. But anyway, I wasn't expecting a bill in the form of a text, and I just thought we should be aware of that.
Thank you very much. That's very telling.
I want to know, can your monkey do the dog?
This guy said he bought a monkey.
What'd you say, bro? What spots?
Right now we're looking at up to full speed between I-70 and C-470 and no problems working your way through the north suburbs, Northland, Thornton area, all clear. No problems on the Boulder Turnpike now. An earlier crash at Church Ranch has all been
That was a
cleared.
song back in the day.
How long did you have the monkey?
Man, I was probably maybe 11, 10, 11, 12 years old. I was a youngster.
But how long did you have the monkey?
Oh, about a year.
And then you finally got sick of it and they let it die?
I just like I came home and found the monkey in the yard, I came home and found the cage empty. But it was shortly after my grandma's ordeal with the monkey.
After she slapped the shit out of it.
You had to see this. You had to see this.
Let's talk about K&H
Home Solutions. Do you know they have some of the best products around? And now, listen to this. Their fall going into winter special. 40% off. The best windows you can find. Soft light windows. Durable, energy efficient, beautiful, custom fit. And the Energy Star winner 7 years straight. Everlast siding is waterproof. Everlast siding is a lifetime of durability. It's unbelievable stuff. There's no other siding that measures up. And then add to that Provia entry doors for insulation and seal and beauty from a company 65 years strong. That means they can stand behind your warranty now and for the years to come. And 40% off starts in November. But that's a few days from now. So what do you do now? You call for an appointment or go online for an appointment. khwindows.com or call 303-421-7100. You know, every day on this show, we get a question or a problem that could be avoided with one simple phone call. And that's 833-ASK Blake. For BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake Harris is an estate planning expert and attorney. He can help you, really help you avoid lawsuits and avoid hassles and protect your assets. He can do special trusts that are really safe for keeping all of your stuff safe. He can do simple wills. He can do anything in between, payable on death certificates. He can do transfers of deeds for cars upon death without going through probate. Whatever you need, he can do. It all starts with your questions, especially high net worth individuals who need protection. That's his real bread and butter, and I'm telling you, he can protect you. 833-ASK Blake. That's 833-ASK Blake. BlakeHarrisLaw.com.
Last Halloween.
Okay, you might want to start handing out glasses for the next hour.
You know what's funny as shit is
The monkey.
yeah, that is funny as shit.
You know, Mark, I think you had the right idea. Call the zoo, right?
Yeah.
That's who I call. If I was really looking for a monkey.
Well, I have no idea where that monkey came from.
Well, let's see what this guy says when he says he bought a monkey in Denver.
Yeah.
Off
the Colfax.
Are you sure it was a monkey?
In Mexico, they're fucking everywhere, man.
Really?
Oh yeah. Up by the pyramids, like Chichen Itza and shit, they're fucking everywhere. But I think they're spider monkeys. And more. Dude, we went to a home zoo in Mexico one time. Just some dude's house. They had a monkey with a fucking neck chain on, man. It was the saddest thing I ever saw. It had like a 10-foot cable and neck chain.
South Central monkey.
It was a fucking depressed monkey.
I don't raise it with that, Mark. They do the South Central monkey. Rural Colorado monkey.
Well, they have. There's also that place out east near Kingsburg, the wildlife sanctuary.
Oh, that place. Didn't they? Isn't that guy in trouble?
I thought they closed it. I don't know. No, I think they're still open. Wildlife sanctuary.
Honestly, it is really
Caught a monkey last year in Denver.
Also,
Yeah, sounds like someone's playing hide the monkey. These guys are wild.
But that makes for a good show of these calls. I mean,
Oh man.
That woman's she got fucked the first time, and then the guy actually tells her, "Here, call one of my clients. They got a monkey." I mean, how dumb can you be? You can't fix fucking stupid.
There's a confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID, but one thing is for sure: whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer. Contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever, the leading sign of COVID and the flu. Only
My first two dogs
scanner thermometer has been
did not like uniforms of any
Somebody came in.
of any uniform. Postman, mailman, milkman, police, fireman. None of them. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you guys kept turning. This is a logical switch here. That's for
he's going to take care of it.
Turn the corner.
Using real?
Yeah, I'm just going to say something about the gun right now.
I wanted to do it right after the news.
Oh, so after 11.
You know, they're saying you only got 3 years, too. I'm sorry, on the billionaire tax. You would have 3 years. You would only have 3 years if the stock then went down to take the loss. I mean, this would really fuck people. And the problem is, I don't care about the 700 billionaires, to be honest. Eventually, it'll be everybody.
So it's stock gains they're going to tax, even if it's unrealized.
It's not just stock gains. It's all kinds of shit, man. It's property, too. You buy a house.
And it goes up in value?
And it goes up.
Come on.
Yeah,
That's
or
ridiculous.
if you inherit the $1 billion house.
Hi, Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to start our beer tasting to see what you think about it. Listen, let me get right to the phones. And JR has something to add to the monkey dilemma that woman had. And really, it's sad. She wanted a service animal. You could hear in her heart she really wanted a monkey that could help her out. And it just reeks of a scam. Go ahead, JR. What do you know?
Tom, I'm just letting you know, about a year and 5 months ago, I bought a Chipukin monkey up in Denver from a breeder directly. You go up and you see the mom, the dad, you pick them up, you hold them, you go through a little training with them. But they're awesome animals. I mean, they hang out with my dogs all day, my Chihuahuas.
You still have it? You still have your monkey?
I still have it. Yeah, it's been a year and a half now.
How much was it all out the door?
About 22, right around 2,200.
How long do they live?
She said, a long time. If you Google it, some of them can live 20, 30 years. That's going to outlive me at my age, definitely.
That's crazy. Did you ever have to spank it?
Oh, stop, Mark. He's stealing a line from earlier. It's like, come up with an original thought, why don't you? Okay, listen. Here's the deal, man. What does the monkey... I'm serious about this. I am so curious. What can you train it to do?
Well, it literally, it'll hang out with you out in the backyard, just like your dog.
It won't run away or chase things or get into trouble? No. Do you need to keep it on a leash or what?
Yeah, you do. When you take it outside, it's got its natural habitat. It wants to climb the trees, and I've got 80-foot trees in my backyard.
But let's say you did let it out. Would it come home?
I don't know, because I've never done that.
How old is the monkey now?
Just about 2 years old.
And is it really smart?
Very smart, very intelligent. They're as smart, if not smarter, I would say, than my dogs. And my dogs I've had for years and years. But just like you walk your dog, Tom, on a leash, because it's city ordinance. We take Coco the monkey out. We walk him around. He checks things out. He's very smart.
Coco.
Does he ride?
No sign language?
Does he ride the dogs?
he'll jump on the back of some of the dogs once in a while. Then, of course, it annoys them. But yeah, it's a good companion, but it's a lot of work. You got to buy vegetables, fruits, nuts.
How about when it
walnuts.
potties, man? Does it potty like inside a litter box?
Yeah, can it be
No,
trained?
No, it potties just like a human being on the toilet.
It's trained to use the toilet? I mean, does it flush?
Yes. No, I have the auto flush.
Oh, wow.
The laser.
So hold on.
Flush,
Does it lift up the seat?
No, it's just on the seat. They're very small.
I don't know. Some monkeys are pretty smart. Why would you laugh at that? Let me ask you this. Is it a male monkey?
It is a female.
Huh?
It is a female.
Good, because males would piss all over, I mean, even Mark's not trained. When it comes.
Would it be hard to, like, train it to feed the dogs at a certain time or on command? I mean, is that even reasonable?
Like if an alarm went off, could you train it to put a scoop of food in the dog's dish?
I've got an automatic feeder when I'm not home.
No, but I'm just curious how much you can train it to do.
It's very. The only thing I know, it's very, very smart.
Could it be so you can see where it could be a service animal?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because it'll copy and mimic. You can have them get stuff for you.
How'd you find the breeder, JR? How did you find the breeder?
That did take a while, but we found a breeder up in Denver.
Well, do you still have contacts in case this woman wants to reach out to us?
Well, yeah. I mean, I still have a number and so forth contact if she wants it. Right now.
Did you ask how much?
But I can get it.
2,200. Hey, JR, real quick, did you have to run around any hoops to have a monkey in Denver, or you just bought it in Denver?
No, I went up there. We looked into it. We talked about it, and then came back.
No. I mean, wherever you live.
Do you need a license or anything?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
All right. So, okay. And it doesn't bite or do anything like that?
It likes to play. It just loves to, take the ball, throw it at the dogs, the little ball.
Okay. That's pretty. Hey, send us a video, JR. Send us a video. Suze, tell them how to get it to us.
So my next door neighbor, when I was a kid, smoked cigars and hated the idea that we had the monkey.
Why?
Oh, he was just that kind of guy. Okay. So he would blow cigar smoke in the monkey's face.
God.
Oh yeah, he would come around the back of the cage and blow cigar smoke in the monkey's face. Well, we decided at some point we were going to open the cage on the monkey and let the monkey get on the swing set we had back there and just clown around. Monkey's real smart. Monkey's real smart now. Monkey moved the chain from the far side of the swing set to the gate side of the swing set. Boswell came around there and blew smoke on that monkey. That monkey jumped on Boswell's belly and hit him. Lost the monkey. He jumped on Boswell.
But the neighbor was asking for it. Yeah, exactly.
Jumped on Boswell's belly and bit him.
Wow.
It says here, Colorado doesn't allow monkeys as pets, except as a future monkey, only if it's trained as a service animal.
Okay.
Trained, not used as
trained and used.
What's weird is they run away. I'm just thinking, if we had one, if they really use the toilet and stuff, I mean, we could just have, it could go right out the doggy door and climb a million trees.
Yeah.
But it would take off.
Yeah. Maybe not.
I wonder how it would get along with, horses, alpacas, wild turkeys, deer.
Monkeys not stupid. No, they're really not dumb animals. They're smart as little kids.
Do they tear things up, if you leave them?
Probably when they're little,
like a
dog.
cat, or something.
Ricky did. The monkey's name was Ricky, by the way.
Ricky.
Well, Smokey had a song called Mickey's Monkey at the time, so we just called him Ricky. But no, they're smart. They're very, very smart animals.
Do they stink?
You know
how a snake or a ferret, some animals that just stink.
He was kind of funny at the time, but he was out in the backyard, and I was a little dirty kid.
Yeah, so you don't pay attention to that. Yeah.
You probably stunk worse than the monkey.
Would get rid of the language in the city charter. It was just wild. Also, had my aunt actually had a squirrel and a
Pardon me,
pig.
Tommy. Bonnie Shield's canceled because she got caught up in court. So I'm just rescheduling her. So Ken, you're good there. You're good here.
So I don't have to move.
No.
I can try the beer.
You sure you're having
Oh wait,
fun?
are you gonna try beer too?
Oh sure, yeah. Just bring them in or whatever.
Man, they got a lot of predator stuff for her to try.
Yes. Are you going to come in?
Yeah, they got.
I can't come in during the show, but I can have them in there. So however you want to do it. If one of you guys want to bring them in, over the dryer, whatever. Yeah.
He'll deliver.
All right.
You're going to have
Sweet.
one? You're going to have one.
I don't know, but I'll go light on the Purple Rush.
Purple Rush is 9.3% alcohol. Just so you guys know, all my beer is high gravity. I don't make low, but you know, I want to taste my beer. But some people get breweries together and see how much money I can make. I get it together. I got this together because I want to make the best beer possible. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually written up in books from the 1980s, mid-80s. Michael Jackson's book, if you know who that is, not the musician. And this guy died too, but he's from England. He's a very important, respected beer expert. You know, he did a tour of the United States back then.
What were you in it back then? Then you got out of it and then got back in it?
You know, because I do so many other things. You know, I had a concert sound life business. I had the advertising agency. You know, just a lot of other things I did where I couldn't do it all.
Did you ever open for any big bands?
K-Hound News Time, 11:03.
Sounds like Foghat. You guys probably don't remember who that is.
I've heard of Foghat.
Some of us in here are actually fine.
Slow ride.
But that's old shit.
Yeah, it's old.
They did.
But I'm right. I'm 65.
You're older than Mark.
What's about it in here?
But that about it.
There's some old motherfuckers up in here.
You're older than Mark. That about it. Yeah.
I resemble that remark.
But the reason Tom and I are still kicking is because we didn't retire. I think when you retire, you die. You die inside, if nothing else. How many times can you go fishing or play with your money?
Only at the lakes out back.
What do you mean?
Would I consider fishing every day?
Oh, I see. Not driving and all that.
The lakes out back.
Museum of Nature and Science.
Well, that's the old joke. The guy that had the fishing pole and the beer and everything else, and a little pile of rocks, throws his cast out there. They go, I understand everything except the pile of rocks. He goes, anything gets near my line, I throw a rock at it. Nothing interferes with my beer drinking. Yeah. I'm here to drink beer.
My foot can be bothered, but I'm not moving.
You got
Oh, man.
I never even got a request for some.
How did I know we were going to talk about
I don't have any requests. I was wondering if the call was real.
Museum of Nature and Science.
So you guys, we want to get through all 5 of these because they're all different. And we're going to go from light to dark.
Okay.
We're going to go from the lightest one to the darkest one.
I can work with that. That way I won't stop early. I'll stop when it gets too dark.
Well, you know, one thing I want to warn you guys, this is my signature. This is the one that's won a bunch of ribbons and I've written up in books about. By the way, Mickey Rourke filmed a movie in New Mexico. That's where the brewery was. His crew drank everything in the state and they hunted the brewery down to buy more. Mickey Rourke. Yeah. There's a bunch. Look on my about page. Anyway, this Zombie Jam, the signature IPA, it's a red IPA. It's not like the West Coast IPA where you get that piney, overly piney thing going on. It's an old English ale with a lot of malt, a lot of hops, a lot of alcohol. So it's different kind of. It's not a West Coast American IPA. We also make them. This one's. I like this one.
I actually didn't start drinking a lot of beer other than Corona. So I came to Colorado and met this dude here.
Well, Corona Mexico isn't known for their water. That's all I'll say.
Hey, Tom,
So you met who?
there's an organization in
Mark?
Colorado
Oh, okay.
called Helping Hands Monkey Helpers. They have a legal request form. Should I contact them and see if they want to contact on how to obtain a service monkey?
It's a good idea, as long as they're not anti-monkey.
No, these are people that train monkeys.
Oh, cool.
And
That's a good idea, Doc.
I'll give them
I have a question.
I
If
think
you have a
people like
monkey
the topic.
and you have kids, do you let your kids play with your monkey?
There it goes again.
Brings out the children in all of them.
Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you. Yes, we are. Solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life just a little easier. And Genesis has a solar company I want to make you aware of with a 25-year guarantee on all of its products by the manufacturer and a 25-year performance guarantee. This is unheard of in the solar industry. GenesisSolarCO.com. GenesisSolarCO.com. Another thing about Genesis, they can do an off-premises examination of your property by satellite to see if you're a candidate. It's 20 minutes. Find out if you're a candidate. You still have tax credits waiting for you. That's GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317. Welcome. Now, we have with us Steve Moss from the Steve Moss Agency. He's the one that wrote that song, Troubleshooter Helps the Common Man, and did all that recording, put it all together. And he also crafts beer, and we're going to do a beer test. I don't want to call it a test, a beer tasting.
When are we drinking on the job, Tom?
We can do it any time now.
I'm ready whenever they are.
He's going to start pouring. I want to take phone calls, but did you want to say something before you start pouring?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Dan.
Okay, first of all, it's Moss Creative Advertising.
Moss?
Yes. Yeah.
What did I say, Moss?
You said Steve Moss
Moss?
Advertising.
Okay.
But it's
Moss Creative. I get it.
really close.
Moss Creative. Okay.
As far as the monkey, I have advice on that.
Yeah.
If you own a monkey and you have kids, don't let the kids play with the monkey.
No, I wouldn't either, because it's just asking for trouble.
It's dangerous.
And also, if you're looking for a capuchin, there's more scams than not. More scams than not on the internet. If you look right now on the internet, most everyone's getting ripped off. But there are some legit sources. One guy called and said he bought one from a breeder in Denver. We're looking into that. Now about the beer.
Okay, Tom, I'm going to go from light to dark because you don't want to start with dark and then go to a light beer. It'll taste like water.
So you go first from light to dark.
Yeah, I'm going to do the lightest one.
What are the purposes? What is the purpose of light versus dark? Is it a different flavor?
Just a preference.
Okay.
Some people like it more bitter, have more body, more. You know,
okay.
Just
and
like
then what?
Right. Budweiser drinkers and all the big American beer drinkers, they like the lighter.
What are the names of the brews?
This is it's called Backstage Blonde. Now this is summer wheat, a Backstage Blonde summer wheat. We're going to come up with a dark version of this and call it Backdoor Blonde, but that's another story.
So really what this is a theme based on rock and rollers, like, Backdoor Blonde, Backstage Blonde. Okay, so what else? What else do you have?
This one here this is a wheat beer.
Okay.
So it's going to have a
all right. So we're not going to have time to pour each one while you talk about it. So what are the other three, real quick?
Okay, the other three. The next one is going to be a Pilsner. It's a German Pilsner. It's called.
Now, are we going to do one at a time, or are you going to serve all of them at once?
I'm going to go around and keep going and give everybody.
Okay. And then they're going to comment on what they like. So the second one is what?
They need to know what they're drinking.
So. The second one's like medium or what? Or is it still light?
The next one's Budweiser and Coors drinkers love this beer. It's a Pilsner, which is a bottom fermenting lager.
Okay.
And so
I know nothing about
it. They take way longer to brew. You
okay.
Brew them at a cooler temperature. It takes like a month.
Okay.
This is a very smooth beer, but this has a lot of. It's not like a Budweiser.
Okay.
It's got a lot of stuff in it.
All right.
Okay, then the next one would be a golden ale. It's called Gold Top. So this is golden ale.
All right.
This is actually becoming my favorite.
All right.
And this last Saturday.
And then the next?
Next one, be careful. This one, like my shirt.
What's it called?
It's called Purple Rush.
What about it?
9.3% alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
It's brewed with real plum. Oh, and by the way, the Backstage Blonde has real lemon in it.
Okay, cool. And so, all right.
Yeah, and so this one here has got 5 different kinds of malt, the Purple
Okay.
Rush, 5 different kinds of hops.
All right.
It's a very complex beer. It starts out sweet with the plum and ends with great hops.
Okay.
And then the last one we have today is my signature beer that I have, write-ups in mid-'80s, back with Michael Jackson. If people know who the English Michael Jackson is, not the musician. A very good author of beer. And anyway, this beer, Zombie Jam, is a English IPA. It's not the West Coast.
Zombie Jam ought to be popular this time of year.
Yeah.
For Halloween parties.
It will be. As a matter of fact, this Saturday we're doing a beer serving at the Windjammer bar in Loveland.
All right. So anyway, guys, pour and talk, and I'll come back to you. I want to talk about Georgia says a repair guy stole her TV. I don't even understand this. Georgia, did the TV repairman steal the TV? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so hold on now. Georgia, did you drop the TV off, or did the guy come to the house?
The guy came to my house.
Okay. How'd you find the guy?
I have American Home Shield, and I got their full package, and electronics, everything. So I'm paying them like $90 a month.
Yeah, well, you ought to discontinue. It's the worst coverage you could have. But anyway, it's not worth the money you're paying. That's just my side opinion, and I mean it. So, this is just one example. So the TV repairman through American Home Shield took TV to repair it, right?
Exactly.
When did he take it?
He took it October 4th.
And okay, so how do you know he stole it?
Because I told him if he could fix it in my home, I would.
I understand. What, have you talked to him since October 4th?
Yes. When he did not get back to me, I called and he did answer. And he said he didn't have to talk to me, that Shuren, the contractor for American Home Shield, would be in touch with me about replacing my TV. So I called them immediately. They sent me, well, anyway, he said, I said, no, that will not happen. I want my TV back.
I understand.
They probably couldn't repair it, and they're going to get you a new one. What's the issue?
Well, do we know that, Mark, or not? I mean,
that's basically what they're telling her.
Are they telling you they're going to replace it?
Yes, and they sent me an email on October 5th.
How old is your Georgia? How old is your old TV?
That's not the point.
I'm asking, Georgia, I'm asking a question. I'm just asking a question, whether it's the point or not. How old is that TV?
2010.
Okay, now here's what I'm saying to you, okay? You have an 11-year-old TV. They don't think it's worth fixing. And did they say they would replace it?
Yes.
And you don't want them to, right? What you want the old one back for what reason?
Because I love it. I paid $2,500 for it back then. I bought it was a 3D TV. I've got all the glasses.
I understand, Georgia.
I've got it.
I understand. But
I don't think it's fair to say the guy stole your TV.
But Georgia, I don't think Georgia, will they just give you? But you can't fix it. It's not worth fixing. So if they give it back to you broken, you'll be satisfied.
It was never broke, though.
Why
all
did you?
It had was a little pink blotch, and the repairman said it was a very easy fix. He probably had the part, like just
I understand,
a
Georgia.
diode or circuit pack, something just burnt out.
They can't get parts. They can't get parts for an 11-year-old TV. They can't even get parts for new
he
TV.
Said he had it.
Okay, well, he lied. He lied. He doesn't have it. Here's what I'm asking you, okay? Just please, if all they can do is return it to you in the condition it was, would you be satisfied?
Definitely. And I explained that. I said I would even pay extra to get my TV back.
He might have opened it up and
okay, so this guy that took it won't talk to you. Who have you been talking to about it?
Assurance. And they said they've talked to him, And first he said he was going to call me to make, well, he was going to first deliver it, and then he claims Assurant wouldn't pay him to deliver it. So then he said he was going to call me to make arrangements for me to pick it up. He never did. Then now, from the last message I got was he said he doesn't have your TV.
I'll call the guy.
All right, hold on. Georgia, listen, as crazy as it sounds, you deserve your old TV back if you don't want it fixed. You do. But I don't know why. Do you understand paying $2,500 for a 3D TV that's 11 years old was understandable back then. But that TV is trash. The TVs nowadays are 100 times better.
But they're not going to replace with a like TV. They want to give me a TV that's a 55-inch that you get at, I researched it, it's $500 TV.
That's because of technology. They don't make $2,500 TVs. Georgia, you're looking at the money. Technology has improved televisions. That one they want to replace it with is probably a 4K HD TV, and it's 100 times better than the one you had. I'm sorry. This is one time I think you're being unreasonable, and this is a problem. But you want your old TV back. You don't want it fixed. Fine. Hold on. It
might be gone, though.
It might be gone. Hold on.
Whether it's the politics
Do they even make them anymore?
This was about 5 years ago they did. I don't know right now.
With the fucking glasses, I don't think we buy them anymore.
Yeah, they weren't active glasses. They were passive, but it fucking worked good.
Yeah, in fact, I got 2 of them.
I liked it. And I had one break, and that company Assure actually replaced it. I had it through DirecTV at the time. It was just part of my package. Free replacement on broken shit.
Mark, I want to, because you're the beer guy.
Sure.
If you'll know.
Integra Insurance is there for you.
Integra Insurance for open enrollment. As you heard, open enrollment is here for Social Security for Medicare, and it's soon on Monday for everyone. So if you are looking for health insurance, Integra Insurance is the place to go. It is absolutely critical you get the help. 303-466-5500. Don't buy direct. You don't save. IntegraInsurance.com. 303-466-5500. If you're in pain, Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine can help you out of pain. They've helped me. They can help you. I went in there with chronic pain, and it was cured. It was done. It was done away with. And then I had some temporary acute pain. They helped me there. They can help you. They've helped me with minimally invasive things. They help me with physical therapy. They have other more aggressive treatments if you need them. Whatever it is, they are people of compassion and action. ColoradoPainCare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing.
Wikipedia, as of 2017, free TV sets, free TV sets and services are no longer available.
Your blonde is impressive. That's been my favorite. I haven't tried the last one yet.
I won a lot of ribbons.
That blonde, I like that first one a lot.
You guys know
the blonde. The blonde is a favorite for.
I used to use ours. I can't say
It's
I
good, Steve.
have for a long time. How often would I use our 3D TV? Remember when I used to play Xbox? I fucking used that for every game. It was like being in the game. I didn't use it for
Is that
TV.
the 9.3?
I used it just for Xbox.
9.3 is Purple Rush.
Okay, Mark.
It was
So you
submersive.
can see the difference.
Yeah, Mark, the 9.3 one, that Imperial or whatever. Holy cow, that's good. It's not. It doesn't taste strong at all.
Women
I
like
think it tastes strong. It's got a
It
nice
doesn't
little
taste
back
strong to
end.
me at
It's
all.
got, yeah, it's got a back end.
Okay, where's your last one?
It's more blind. One more blind?
Yes.
Yeah, this one's
But I
got
wanted
a
I'll
to
give
try
you a
your
blind
one.
to go to.
Thank you. Cool.
So
What was
Red.
the second one?
Rush?
The
I wanted
second
to
one
try
was
your
my favorite.
your
so
IPA
far.
one.
You didn't give it to you?
No, we were just doing our last, and since we were on break, I was like, okay, I'll go in for my IPA.
Well, that's what I thought you were just talking about.
No, the 9.3 was fourth one.
What was the second one I had, man?
That's the second one was my least favorite.
That was one of my favorites so far.
The second one was the Pilsner.
It was my least favorite.
You know what's weird? Everybody has a different favorite.
Yeah. So this is your IPA.
This is written up in books.
They didn't have it. You can.
I need food.
No, they didn't have it. We just simply didn't have it back then.
Wow, Steve, that's interesting.
I don't think I had a way to connect the computer to. I don't even know if that 3D. It had to be HDMI. It did. It had. Oh, you know what though?
That's
my computer probably wasn't.
It's good. I was really.
I didn't have a lot of
Let me tell you,
to that
Steve.
TV.
I was kind of like, oh, red IPA. The red IPAs I
And my
tried at
dates
breweries,
are off.
I've
I
never
had
liked.
They don't have anything like that.
And so I'm like,
Five different kinds of malt,
I
5 different kinds
was
of hops.
skeptical.
Look at the head retention on my beer.
Now,
I get
yeah,
a pet peeve of mine. You
that's
go to
a
these
whole
brew pubs and
different
they just
story.
lay down flat. I'm anal when it comes to the red.
That's good. The IPA is good for a red IPA because I never
I
like
like,
red
you know
IPAs
something?
when we try them.
I never lined my beer up like this and tried it. They're all good, really.
They are really good.
I like the guy that makes the beer says, you know what? I've never tried all my
Well-
beers, but goddamn, I like them.
No, I've never tried them lined up in a row like that where you're trying one after
A
another.
sample.
Yeah.
My very favorite is the first one, the blonde. It's the best blonde I've had.
She'll get flights everywhere.
Well, I can
actually.
tell you where you can buy it.
Notes.
You can buy it in stores.
Okay.
But I have a couple you can have.
Thank you. Yeah, I do. I make notes on breweries. I have a
And
whole
then the
list.
Purple Rush, did you like that?
Yeah. There's not one I haven't liked.
That Imperial, let me tell you, that Imperial is
Can
really
you taste the plum? You
Not
can smell
me.
it.
not me.
On
I've
which
got
one?
taste and smell issues,
Oh
but
my
it is
goodness.
Can
good.
you taste the plum in the
On which one?
Purple Rush?
Can I take a red
The
IPA
IPA?
next to Ian?
This one here.
A little. He's been
Yeah.
doing all the.
Yeah,
is it
I'll
this one?
pour it here. Or you got it? Smell the plum.
It smells good.
That's not the red one, though.
Yeah, this is the Purple Rush. This one.
Which one is that?
That's the
Red
signature
IPA.
IPA.
Yeah, this is the Signature IPA.
You're gonna like it though.
So this is the Purple Rush.
That's the Purple Rush.
That's what I'm drinking right now.
This has plum in it, real plum.
Yeah, I
Think of that when you drink it. Go ahead and take that one.
You smell the plum more than you taste it.
I don't like overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these breweries, you know what you need in beer?
You know what you
need
should
malt
try?
and you need hops. And if you get away from that too much, it's not beer anymore. So everybody tries to change.
Did you ever
it
try
over.
putting, I'm not big on them, but I know they sell good as CBD shit or THC beers. All right, 303-713-8255.
You know, the one thing, I don't like the way Georgia, honest to God, Tom, right on our screen it says, repair guy stole her TV. No one that listened to that story in a million years. Talk about embellishing. And I'm going to call over there and try to get the TV back. But if that's the attitude she had with him, oh, my God.
Well, here's where she steered from. And she paid $2,500. In those days, TVs were more expensive. Right now, to duplicate a $2,500 TV would take about $500. I mean, right now you can get a 75-inch. You can get incredible TVs. Plus, Georgia, they do not make any 3D programming or support 3D TV since 2017. So here's the problem: they can't fix it. There are no parts. They can't fix it. They have to replace it. That's just the bottom line. They can't fix it. Now, if you want it back, that's different. Now, I think you should be able to get it back, but they can't fix it.
If it's gone and in the trash, what am I trying to get for you? What are you looking for? Let's just pretend you can't get it back. What would you like?
Yeah, if you can't, let's just say, and I know it's crazy, but there's no such thing as invaluable or priceless.
I'm sure that company, not the guy fixing it, the insurance company said, toss it, we're buying her a new one. I'm guessing that TV is long gone.
But let's say it is for argument's sake. What would you want?
I would want a comparable, which to me would be, because what they offered was not a high definition.
Yes, well, yes, it was. They don't make standard DTVs. If they offered you a new TV, it was a 4K and it was better than what you had. They did not have 4K back then, and they no longer make 3D. Listen, Georgia, I'm sorry to say this, but it's like if you lost an old computer and they wanted to get you a new supercomputer and you don't want it. There's nothing. I'll bet you the warranty says like or better. That's what it says. Not like no matter what, because they can't find a like TV. You're asking for something of less value than what they're offering you.
And they don't have 3D stuff anymore. Everything's replaced by VR, which has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I know. That's why I didn't want my TV taken out, because I know they don't sell plasma TVs. I've got a $4,000 TV in my basement.
Did you say plasma? Is that TV they took out plasma?
My old 3D was too.
Georgia, we can't help you, dear. You have, honest to God, we can't help you. Hire an attorney and lose all your money. I can't help you because you're being too unreasonable by that. They're offering you a better TV and you don't want it.
Suzanne, tell her to find one.
Really?
And tell me what the model is, and I'll make a call.
What do you mean find one?
Find a new one, like something on, Amazon. She's got to pick something new out.
Anyway, it's a waste of time. 303-713-TALK. Mike, what's going on with you, Mike? Listen, we want to help people, but we can't help you if psychologically you want a TV that's of lesser, and they're willing to give you something better. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, just because you don't like it, I don't care. If it's better, that's the law. If you went to court, they're bettering you. There's no such thing as demanding exactly what you had. No such thing. There's no contract in the world that will promise that without some kind of disclaimer of like or better.
She brings up one thing, though.
Mike.
One thing that is interesting. I had one of these plasma 3D TVs. There's different video games, different movies, different everything that work just with that TV. And now she is kind of screwed when it comes to all that content.
Well, okay. And so is everybody in the world.
I get it, but I understand.
Just like with your old iPad. Okay, there are a lot of things
I have empathy.
Yeah, okay, good. Let's talk. What's going on, Mike?
Hello, sir. Thanks for taking my call. I went to University of Colorado down in Highland Branch to get a MRI or a CT scan. And they took me into the back room and told me to disrobe and put all my stuff in the locker, which I did. Then I left. After I got dressed and everything, I left. And about a half hour later, they called me and says, we found your necklace in the locker, and we're going to hold it for you. I said, well, I appreciate it. I forgot it. I left a medallion necklace in the locker. So I went down to pick it up because I live in Westminster and they were in Highlands Ranch. So it took me a couple of weeks to go get it. And so I went to the Lost and Found, and they said, yes, we have it here. And so they went back to get it and came back and said, we can't find it. I don't know what to do.
Okay, let me tell you, through the myriads of cases I've handled over the years, what happens, okay? I'm not saying this is going to happen to you. I'm also not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you what happens. There's a school of thought and some laws to back it up, common law through court, where if you leave something, it's your problem. However, if you leave something, this is where it gets complicated, and it happened with a lot of expensive stuff at bars and restaurants. If you leave something, the question is, and then the place calls you and says, we have it, we're holding it for you, do they at that point create what's called bailment? Meaning, they are taking responsibility to hold it for you. The answer is yes, if they say that and you can prove it. Here's the problem, is people have proven that. Somebody says, oh, no, we just said we had it. Okay, but here's the other thing. Then there's another complication, and that is, yeah, we said we had it, and he said he'd be here tomorrow or next week to pick it up, and we don't know what happened to it because it's been a long time. How long exactly after that phone call did you go? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? How long?
I think it might have been 3 weeks because I don't ever go down to Highlands Ranch.
I don't think it's terrible that you waited 3 weeks. And here's the thing. It's up in the air, okay, because you initially left it there, but they took kind of responsibility by saying you left it, we have it here, then you went, and they don't have it. I mean, have they offered anything? Let's put it that way.
No, they just says, well, we'll call you when we find it.
What's it worth?
Says they looked it up in the file, and they says, yes, we have it. The security guard went back in the back to get it.
I get it. You said that.
Came back and says we can't find it.
How much is it worth?
So they lost it.
Well, it was a gift. I know I paid $40 just for the necklace itself.
Do you know how much it's worth at all? Do you know how much it's worth? Remember, on this show, we don't handle priceless or invaluable because there's no such thing. So I need to know how much is it worth?
I would say at least $100.
Okay.
But whatever happened to the Colorado statute of finders keepers, losers weepers?
There is, yeah. So listen, there is no statute, sir. What there is common law. It's up in the air. Honest to God. All they have to do is deny they ever found it. I mean, truly.
Well,
I mean, if they wanted to be...
That they had it.
Huh?
You know, they had it on file. They had it on file that they had it because she looked it up and she says, yes, we have it.
All right. I got an idea then. If we bug them...
we had one recently, in all seriousness.
If we bug them, I wonder if they'll just give them $100.
Well, we had one recently with a hospital. Something was left in the room. The guy checked out. I can't remember what it was for the life of me, but they had it, then they lost it, and they ended up paying for it. I don't remember what the hell it was.
Yeah, and that happens if they will admit all that. That's right, because they took responsibility. Suze, I would give this to Deputy Smarty Pants and let him talk to them and say, look, did you find it, then lose it? Or what happened? I think he can parse through that. We're willing to give it a shot. Let's put it that way. We're going to talk about that beer tasting coming up and more of your phone calls.
I don't drink a lot.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with this beer too. I'm selling high alcohol. Yeah.
I don't drink a lot. Yeah. And I'm sitting over here.
Relaxing.
These two are current, right?
They are definitely high in the juice.
These spots, right?
How come no one's ever bottled gin and juice? How come no one's ever bottled gin and juice?
I don't know why no one's ever bottled gin and juice.
They have. There's cocktails.
Yeah, you can buy gin. Yeah, you can buy
in a like a can or a bottle?
In a can.
Like ready to go.
Yeah,
they sell
can.
in fact, they sell
anything, Bloody Marys, fucking everything. I go, they're all, every mixture you can think of they have. They have gin and tonic. They have everything, all ready to go.
I got my tie in my refrigerator. It's been there forever.
They fucking sure do.
Yep, screwdriver.
Gin and juice can cocktail 4-pack. Then Divino.
Fun. They have every combination you can think of.
That'd be true. Actually, there's multiple brands of gin and juice.
I can't believe. Let's talk about estate planning. There are a lot of people who have a lot of money they've accumulated through their lives. And you know what? There's a good chance somebody's going to try to take a shot at it. Do you know there are high net individuals that have all kinds of trusts, legally, including offshore trusts, asset protection trusts? If you are looking for this really high level of service, BlakeHarrisLaw.com can help you. He can help you with a simple trust or will. Or he can help you to avoid probate. He can help you protect your heirs. Whatever it is, 833-ASK-BLAKE. By all means, call him for free legal advice. And then he'll quote you a price for what he does for you. 833-ASK-BLAKE. You know who else will quote you a price on the phone? The Art of Granite. Now, the Art of Granite should be called the Art of Countertops because they do all kinds of materials. They do granite, they do marble, they do quartz. They do any solid surface. TheArtOfGranite.com. Mitch Floria and his team charge wholesale on all materials, tear out, and hallways free. And the bathroom is free when you do the kitchen. So call for your price. TheArtOfGranite.com. 303-386-5919. That's 303-386-5919.
Research shows
that people remember radio ads with British accents. So to help you remember that, Liberty Mutual.
What do you guys think of the beer?
Man,
It's good, man.
it works.
It's high gravity though.
I know.
I mean,
It is high gravity.
Yeah.
I know.
Sue's having no pain in there.
I
Does that
know.
mean high gravity? Okay, I want to sip. Are these?
Listen,
I mean,
Tom,
this
Tom, you know what I want to give you? I want to give you, let's see, where's that Purple Rush?
Something that doesn't, somebody doesn't like beer. By the way, I'm not against alcohol. I just don't drink it.
No, here's what it is.
He would do that the second one.
Here's what happened. Well,
Just give me a drop, please, and then I'll see.
Of this right
people
here.
like the lighter ones, but I think you'll like. Here's what happens.
The German
At
Pilsner.
festivals, people that don't like a woman will come in and they'll say, "I don't like beer. What do you have?" I just Purple Rush has real plum in it. This is more like a wine.
I just want a tiny bit.
Okay.
Mark, you're the one I
Shotgun
was
it.
concerned about.
I know.
I was concerned about Mark.
No,
Mark doesn't hold back anything.
This fucking
I
shit
will
sucks.
taste it,
Are you gonna try it?
This is more like wine. It's more like wine.
Oh,
It's like
man.
I'm giving the
I
Purple
have
Rush.
beer stories.
Yeah? Oh, with Mark? Yeah?
With me?
It's real plum.
By the way,
At the on
it
Parker.
still has that. We've had beer taste, but I just get but the first taste is pleasant. It is.
Yeah.
We were building I would say a $3,000 or $4,000
You
computer.
will like the blonde.
Oh, when you had your computer business.
Yeah,
That has
him and
lemon in it.
Tom and I. So we're sitting in there. I'm drinking beer. He's drinking Jack and Coke. The fucking after about 4 hours of putting this together, he spills a Jack and Coke all over
This
the
is
motherboard.
brewed real lemon.
Over the motherboard?
That's the backstage
That was
wine.
my
Everything,
I
man.
gave her
In the
a-
PCI slots, just
everything.
and what's the problem with Diet Coke compared to beer?
So we laugh.
Fucking sugar.
I'm working my way to
So we're not getting a blower.
Are you down in Castle Rock?
It never
fucking worked. We had to do it all over again. But we'll
Never
talk
fucking
about it.
But I'm working my way.
We had to replace all of it.
It's 100% when I walk
Yeah,
in.
you
You
did.
don't want to have it.
And it kind of worked. It would fire up, and you would think, oh, it might work, but
Then that
it was. We
Anybody want
finally
more blonde?
contemplated long enough and said, it's never going to work.
The blonde's the light one.
I'll take one more blind.
I'll take
But
two
I'm-
blondes.
But I'm gonna drink it after I finish these two. And
You know what? I can tell that these are a cut above. I can tell.
yeah, this is a strip one.
The ingredients
I
cost a
hear you.
lot more for brew. Yeah.
Mark,
Than you can
you
imagine.
like this beer?
It's got gasoline.
Yeah.
Pardon me,
Granted,
Mark.
one I don't like.
Now I'm in trouble.
Are you gonna call the repairman and ask for a TV back? She was crying.
Sure was.
Freaking Tom, you gotta have empathy, bro. How often do we talk empathy?
You're gonna regret ever having beer in the studio with
I'm
us.
telling you.
The man's got no empathy.
I already know he's gonna.
How do you teach How do you teach someone you're stupid?
Oh my goodness.
So I think I'm better at brewing beer than I am at doing advertising.
I don't know.
You do a good
This is
job.
pretty good advertising.
Yeah. Good point, yeah.
I'll tell you why I'm proud of myself. I stopped doing this. I was like famous back in the 80s, 90s, and I stopped doing it because I was concert sound, advertising, all that stuff. I sold my concert sound business, stopped driving NASCAR, and I said, well, I got some time and money, so I got it back together, and I thought, oh, can I even do this anymore? You guys are drinking the first batches from my new brewery. So it's right on the money.
You own the brewery, all the
Yes.
equipment.
You were driving NASCAR?
For 15 years.
Really?
So Tom,
I'm Tom Martino. You're
Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Door for all your garage door needs, and I mean all of them. Whether you need a simple opener, you want a time to close feature, battery backup, you want the Sidewinder I have at my house. Oh my God, I love it. It goes on the side. There's no rails or crap in the middle of your ceiling. And everything you can do with an app now online. So I can open my garage door right now if I wanted to for someone delivering something, it's great. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. They'll quote prices right on the website. You just look there, and there's all the prices. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Now, Mark, I want you're a critic when it comes to beer. I know you are. You go to beer festivals all the time. What do you think in general? And I really want to know, what do you think in general of rockandroll.beer?
I like them all. You can tell
you really do like them.
Yeah, I do. You can tell the ingredients are expensive, to put it mildly.
It tastes really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of bitterness to that IPA. It's a red IPA. What's the one with the plum?
The plum is Purple Rush. That's
Is there? Hold on. Say it again. Make sure it's on. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
The plum one is Purple Rush. It's 9.3% alcohol.
Now, listen. One thing I can say is I don't drink beer, but I know enough. That just the tiny sips I made, it really is smooth. It doesn't have that bite that beer in the cans you buy at the stores have, you know?
Yeah, it's not like, this
Do you
is
know
nothing
why,
like
Tom?
a Coors
Do you know why?
or a
No, I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it.
The reason is because these breweries, they try to reinvent the wheel. Brewing has been going on for centuries. So you got to have a balance between malt and hops. And if you don't have that balance, it's too bitter or too sweet. I try to keep mine smooth. So even though they're very high gravity and high alcohol, you're going to always get that, hey, this doesn't...
There's a bite to commercial beer I hate. This one is nice and smooth. Like I said, I don't need to take up another habit, but I can see why there's an allure there. I can see that for sure. I'm serious.
Tom, as a bartender, I can definitely attest. A lot of the local breweries around here, they're focusing on IPAs, and they're making them super hoppy, super bitter. And that is, all honesty, a huge turnoff for me. So, like that red
You
IPA,
tasted this, Vance?
Yeah. That
Tell
red
me what you think.
That red IPA was like it didn't have that.
Can I explain to you guys?
So you love it?
Yeah, I love it basically.
Okay, can I explain why?
Go ahead.
Because he's preaching to the choir. It's great what he's saying, because here's what America did. IPAs were made because back when they were doing exploration ships back in 15th century, the beer was going bad. So they added a lot more hops so it wouldn't spoil. Hops are a natural preservative. So it should just be a good, healthy, high-gravity English ale with a lot of hops. What West Coast is called West Coast IPAs and American IPAs. It's all piney. It's over.
Yeah.
Now we make one. It's called the one we're gonna make is Circus Citrus, and it's going to be brewed with pineapple.
All right, real quick question here, and then I want to move to my phone calls. Can you make a low-carb beer, or are they terrible? Is it impossible?
I put a lot of stuff in my beer, so there's no low nothing.
Okay, no. So is there such thing, though? I don't even know.
I'm sure they have something
anyway,
called Coors Light.
Sharon, go ahead, Sharon. I'm sorry some of these calls are dropping off. I promise I'll get to you and try to help. Sharon, what's going on with you?
Hi, Tom.
Hi. I'm here. I'm here. What's going on?
So the roof leaked in my condo, and there was damage inside the unit. So the HOA...
Now, how was this? How was the damage? How was it? How did you incur the damage, Sharon?
The roof leaked over a year ago, and they finally got around to fixing it.
Is the roof... This is important why I'm asking. Is the roof directly above you?
Yes.
Okay.
Floor. We're in an old building. It's 1923 building, and a second floor unit, and it damaged the sheetrock
got it.
Plaster.
Right.
The plaster, and it did some cupping on the...
You're cutting in and out, Sharon. So what is the problem now? Is the HOA not fixing it?
But they... I didn't sign the contract.
Oh, dear.
Hold on. Sharon, this is getting difficult. I want to help you, and I hear in and out, just a few words here and a few words there. All right, 303-713-TALK. We're going to try to get through that. Now, I want to know what people think about the story that I read yesterday that still has me sick. And I saw pictures, and I posted it on Show Me Trouble, an Instagram account I have called Show Me Trouble, where when people call in about problems, I post the pictures. And this one kind of bothered me, but I wasn't sure if it was hype or true. Did you hear about Fauci agreeing to fund research on beagle puppies?
Oh, those pictures are the saddest thing I've ever seen, man.
You guys had a beagle.
Yeah, we did. Cosmo, he lived 16 years.
People love, when you have a beagle, people love beagles.
Picture this, Tom. Picture like a crate, and then the beagle's head is in the crate. The rest of the body is outside of the crate. It can't move its head. They would spray it with something or do something with it, then let a certain bug or fly virtually eat them alive inside the crate. I don't even understand what it was about, but I didn't read the whole article. It was too disturbing.
But he knew what they were doing, supposedly, and funded it. And then...
But the funny part is, let's really think about this. Fauci, what he could actually be brought down, fired for, stepped down, whatever these guys do these days, is not because of all the misinformation, in my opinion at least, due to COVID. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. This guy's
or the research he funded at that lab in Wuhan.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Actually putting people's money, putting government money from the U.S. into the Wuhan lab where this virus most likely came from, lying about that years ago like he had nothing to do with it. But forget about all that. The sad state of America.
He makes me sick when I see him.
He might go down over the beagles. I mean, it's amazing.
I don't hear anyone talking about the beagles on mainstream or lamestream.
Never will.
Media. I mean, no, on any of them. But truly, when we first went into this pandemic and I would see Fauci, I would be all ears. And I would say, what does he have to say? And now when I see him, I get sick to my stomach. He disgusts me. I don't know. Isn't that weird? And I wonder if anyone knows anything about it. Anyway, Sharon, real quick here. Sharon, I just need to know this. The water damage that went from the roof into your condo damaged the walls and floors?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that was a yes, the walls and floors. Are they refusing to fix it?
No, they did fix it, but we had a contract to sand the floors and refinish them, and they tore them out and put in new.
Okay, hold on. Suze, I don't know what we're going to do because we can't talk. I mean, she's still cutting out.
Dang it, she's in the mountains.
Oh, it's okay. Sharon, if what you're telling me is true, they had to have done like or better. Okay, so let's examine that.
Listen, I need you to trust me on something. I'm going to just send you something. All I want you to do is clean it up. I don't want you to ask, what the fuck is it for? I just want you to clean it up, okay? He's like, uh-oh.
Sounds loaded.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
You guys, it's against the law in Wisconsin to waste beer.
I'm not going to waste this.
People in Wisconsin are upset.
I'm already on the
I have a
downhill
second
side.
home there, actually. I just bought 25 acres of wooded land. I archery hunt. Like Ted Nugent now. Guns, I have a shooting range. Mike does too.
I heard that. Where you guys live?
But I like
near Firestone.
You have to be close to the animal. Very challenging. Keep the meat. I do it for meat, not for trophy.
I have to have a little.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Do you know what he does? Free market valuations of your home to predict what it will sell for based on his 27 years of experience. Frank knows it because he sells more homes than most people in a year. In a month, he sells more homes than most people do in a year. And in a year, he sells more homes than most people do in a career. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Free market valuations. He'll take a look, he'll measure, he'll go through it to tell you what he feels it'll bring, and it'll be more accurate for sales purposes than an appraisal or Zillow, because it's what they're selling for. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, free, no obligation. 303-920-1622.
All right, check this out. I'm going to tell you a little story. My homeowners came out and looked at my roof, and you know what they told me? Mr. Major, you don't have any damage. Well, I look across the street. Neighbor Dave is getting a brand new roof. I call him up. He says, yeah, my homeowners came out. I got a new roof. I called Matt at Paragon Services. Now, listen to this. Matt is a public adjuster. He came to my house. He said, you definitely have damage. Bing, bing, bang. 2 months later, I have a check for $70,000. If you have any problem with a commercial policy or a homeowner's policy, call Matt with Paragon Services. I'm going to make it simple. You can go to referrallist.com or call him at 719-726-0020.
That was long. Okay. Let's hear. Okay, you're going to get the gist of this. I don't want to...
Go ahead, just send it.
I hate asking you for shit when
Tom, can I just tell people how to get my beer? Before
of course.
This is cool to see how all this works.
Yeah, I've been in many. Actually, my sound company, I did Jerry Lewis telethons nationally back in the day, and then I did the concert sound, and that's probably one of the reasons my hearing, that in the military, my hearing sucks, But it's, iHeart's definitely a quality act. I've been in a lot of studios. This is a nice studio. Oh, that guy is another guy that drives me nuts.
This whole floor is a dang studio. It's wild.
Tom,
pretty much.
I know you won't admit being a conservative, but I think you are.
I love when you say that.
Yeah, I think you are, but you're smart. You play the fence.
All right, I just emailed it to you.
I am conservative all the way around with a lot of
for the most part.
Economic stuff.
For the most part, he's conservative. There's some social issues, though. I won't even say we disagree on. There's social issues that people might say are liberal. I don't even know if they truly are liberal.
So, Mark, what's your favorite beer so far? The Rockin' Dachshund that I gave you?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the Pilsner.
Yeah.
So you like the lighter stuff, then, right?
No, usually I'm IPAs, but the IPAs I drink are
what's
exactly
weird?
what
you
described you don't like.
That beer, that Rockin' Dachshund Pilsner, they're normally about 4% alcohol. That's 8.1%. See, my stuff, you know why it tastes good?
Why do you brew it so high?
Because I want to taste it.
Okay.
The more malt you put in it, the more sugar, the more specific gravity you get. The yeast eats off the sugar, and the byproduct is alcohol. So if you get a thin beer, just add water. I don't add water.
Did you look at that email? Just ask me if you get the gist.
Yeah, I'm going to do it for you. I'm doing it right now.
I don't brew it to be high alcohol. I brew it to taste good. It happens to be high alcohol.
It's high alcohol. I'm not going to argue with
Look at it this way. I'm trying to bring it up.
At least you got that monkey off your back. Hey, and by the way, you guys, you're all invited to visit my brewery. Now, when I say brewery, you're going to walk in this place that has a laser light show, concert sound system.
Where is it?
It's in my ranch, on my ranch in Firestone.
Wow.
Yep, it's not open to the public, private tours only. But Mike, is it badass? It's just badass. It's 7-barrel brand new system. It's really cool. Tongue and groove, pine everywhere.
Guitars hanging in.
It looks like a barn. You just walk in the barn, it's like, holy crap.
Remember when we got Tom with that tone in here, that buzzing sound?
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine if we put a fucking monkey in that seat and made him sit there and had him convinced he's the only one that sees a monkey?
Tom, do you have people call in that are really pranks? I mean, that is such a good call with a monkey.
We've had that sometimes.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mark, are you calling on that TV the woman wants?
Yep, doing it right now.
Okay, what's going on with that? She wants basically an older TV. She doesn't want the new one they're offering.
The only thing I'm going to be able to do is make sure they don't have her TV, and I'm pretty sure they don't. So I still don't know what I'm going to ask them for after they say the TV's gone. She's pretty much already said that.
Do you think it's gone? Okay, we're going to call them. Hold on, Georgia. Get your calls in also. I'd like to know what you think about Fauci's how much is that doggy in the window, or how much is that beagle in the box. Kruger, what's going on with you? Kruger? Hello? I don't know if he's still there. Freddie, are you there?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. And I know you're sick of those jokes, aren't you, Kruger?
No, actually, some of my battle brothers used to call me Freddie Michael because my last name's Jordan.
So what's going on, man?
All right, well, I got rear-ended back in August.
Yeah.
And ironically, I'm an 100% disabled Army combat vet, and I got rear-ended by an Air Force vet.
Holy crap.
And so it was kind of funny. You know, the Air Force sticking it to the Army.
So what's going on, man? How did you get further injured, if that's possible? I don't know what happens in this case.
So ironically, yeah, I got my shoulder re-injured. No big deal. You know, the VA is going to take care of it. But the problem is my truck got screwed up. And originally we thought, okay, no big deal. The guy
what kind of truck is it? What kind of truck?
2015 Ram 1500.
Okay.
And I got rear-ended by this little car, and it didn't do a whole lot of damage, but it screwed up my bumper, my driver's side tail light, and my hitch. But it did enough damage to where it crimped my tailgate from being able to open and close. Now, that's the hitch, and I pun intended, because previously there was a small cosmetic dent at the top of my tailgate. Never bothered to get it fixed because it was just a cosmetic dent from my ex-wife getting, bumped at the water pump when she was doing a water run. I could never do anything about it because I wasn't in the vehicle. Wasn't operating it. I wasn't present, so I could not file the police report.
All right, hold on. We'll come back to you, Kruger. Hold on. We'll figure out what's going on with this. Thanks for your service. We do want to help you. A disabled Army vet calling in about his truck. All of that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
So, Doc, what's your opinion of Dr. Fauci? Based on the comments.
I think he's confused, and I think he is trying to play politics and walk a tightrope. I think he's having a very difficult time doing it.
He's become a master of vacation,
my ex-husband,
really
he
not
stopped
very
paying
good
child
at it.
support. Apparently, his license will be suspended. I just want to know if his license is suspended. So do you want me to do her a favor?
You know what? You just asked a doctor who's part of the ASA about another doctor. Don't forget that.
That's true. My son's a doctor. That's why I asked him.
It's a very close knit. We've just discovered they don't, not just because of Doc here, but they generally don't tackle them.
That's not, I never defended Fauci.
Well, but you can have an
Big
opinion,
audience,
right?
Because people
I mean,
like,
yeah.
I never was a member of the AMA.
Never?
Never was a member of the AMA.
How much is it, you know?
I have no idea. I didn't belong.
Why weren't you?
The first one was kind of like...
Because I felt they were
Really?
lobbying
No, this wasn't.
organization.
They are.
Yeah, and I didn't believe in everything they were lobbying for.
Second one was a Pilsner, which I gave him, the Rockin' Dachshund. See what the little Dachshund plays on.
You didn't know nothing that can, Mike.
Mark, I am glad you didn't complain about
So
it.
what do you think about him?
Right now, no. He's in Gallup, New Mexico.
Okay, what does he think about that? Same thing I do?
You know, I haven't asked him about the
to get
I haven't asked him about that.
No problem. This is he's trying to.
Let me ask you this: did you guys bring any ribs or chicken?
I know.
They forgot the real. He's working for the HEAL initiative.
What?
HEAL,
Which is
What's the
NGO.
Honestly, I was a little scared because
Kind of like Doctors Without Borders.
Okay.
It was a program started by.
No, it's good. It's good, man. If I didn't like it, I tell you.
No, and that's what I told Mike. I said, no, Mark.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like. I'll tell you something. I don't like.
Yeah.
I've tried seltzers at a lot of
And so
breweries.
he's there
They just can't
till
get into
December, and then he's
seltzers.
gonna go
I'm not
back
saying they're
to,
bad. I just don't like
I
them.
you work on a reservation.
Yes.
My beer is hops
Exactly.
and balls.
Yeah.
She told me something the other day
and
that I couldn't
had
believe.
You know,
There's
to be
another
honest,
hospital there in
the amount of
Gulf,
alcohol is
Mexico
not a bad
that's
idea.
not part of the Indian.
I've never seen someone straight line of beer. You go to an average brewery, you can get a beer that's 3.8 up to.
So they
you
let
know,
go of some doctors.
maybe a double
They're
IPA,
making things
you
run
know,
like
around
crap, so that the
But I mean, the
valuation
range
of the
is
company
crazy.
goes down.
Everything you make
Taking
seems to be
You know why it tastes good, Mark?
6 and 8.
Like, spend some money in it. You know why? Because it tastes good. They don't put money in it.
I was
So,
blown
to
away
not
when he
put
told
money
me
in it,
that. I
or
was like,
making
how
a
can
thin
that
beer,
even happen?
just adding hops.
Because it's hard
It's
to
bitter and it's not balanced. You know, I
Who's
mean,
at the
it's
top
just,
that has
it's
no
not rocket
rules?
science.
It's interesting
You know what I mean?
to hear. What do you think, honestly? What do you think of his can?
Terrible.
It is terrible.
I do all the artwork, of course.
There's a brewery down by,
concerned about the
what's
bottom
that
line.
new
And
concert
the
venue in
doctors
Denver?
and the
Pretty
surgeons tell you,
Oh, yeah.
you get caught in the middle.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
there's a
There's two
shakeup,
breweries, like
we have
right down the
nothing
street from
to
it.
say about it.
One of them,
You
they
know?
are so over the top. Their beers are like "fuck your mama"
And now,
just shit like that. They're
you know,
insanely named, like fucking
before I
bones
retired,
and skulls. And I don't know what I think about that.
So these are, this is the.
You're not going to serve this to your grandmother.
This is the signature.
You doctors are dime a dozen. We
That's
can't get
English.
nurses.
It's not that.
Oh my
So
God,
with
seriously?
Yeah. There's
This
such
is
a
the
nursing
personal
shortage, and Denver is one of
That's
the
an award-winning beer.
I'm surprised Prince's company has
Really, this is a picture of you.
If that doesn't look like
Why would you not
rain,
want to
I don't
live
know what does.
You live here, right?
Yeah.
Great
I did
climate,
it to not get sued.
you know, up until
So it's all rock and roll.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
So this is
just looking at
no
that, what is
floods, no
that?
hurricanes, no
I would
floods,
say
no
purple
wild
rain.
weather.
All day long.
But no problems with water. Right.
But that's why it's
Sunshine,
I
yeah.
illustrate a
We're
good time.
close to it. So
When you went to Purple Rush,
skiing,
I went for it. I like
come out here, go
Oh,
skiing,
this is
ski,
good beer.
and they just say, I want to
What's
live
up?
here.
Yeah. Instead of McDonald's,
Back
what do
in
they do in that
83
Eddie
from New
Murphy
York,
one?
because you can
He
probably
owns a
tell.
McDonald's.
McDowell. No, McDowell. Corner McDowell.
He's got everything.
But you guys are welcome
Out
to
here in the middle of
You
February.
guys are welcome if you want to.
Fucking shitty day
One of my
in New York.
breweries,
It's raining.
I got old. Everything
Landed in
else.
Denver. In the middle of
Free of
February,
charge.
people
Sounds
walking
like your
around
house.
Yeah.
like this.
I know, it's
Well,
And I said,
outside.
It's a
I'm
real
gonna do
brewery.
it.
Yeah.
It's
$200,000.
Is it outside the house?
I'm like, I have a rent.
right outside the house. Right outside. Yeah,
I also have a second home in Wisconsin.
South Florida.
Yes, so we do the same thing.
But I did it because of a job, not because
I'm an
of
archery
art or
guy,
anything
so I
else.
bought
Time the
25 years.
computer industry.
Man, did you see that freaking
Me too.
guy that went
I
to
was a computer
what
programmer
country was
when I
that?
was-
He shot
Oh,
people
really?
with a
10 years
bow and arrow?
before I was in
I've heard
medical
about
school.
that shit. He
I
killed
was-
5
I was
people with a
working
bow
for,
and arrow.
And
New York
well,
Stock
I'll tell you what, it's a daily wow.
For 10
Well,
years,
yeah,
and
it's
then
like
I
a
got-
ship.
It's 60 yards away. I can do a peak,
RPG 1401.
60 yards.
Yeah.
And then I said,
Every time.
this shit's going.
That's good.
Well, but it's
You-
technology.
you know,
With
back
your
in the
book,
day,
they have
the
trigger
computer was
releases
big as a
now, so
room.
you don't have to go
Yeah,
like
oh
this.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
They
yeah.
also have
I wanna do
a
something like
laser
that,
scope.
just go to medical school.
So
Little did I
you,
know.
once you dial, just like a gun, once you dial in that.
Once you
you
dial
go
it,
to
and if you're a control person.
Well, yeah, so I worked
you
for
still have to be a good
60 yards into
and
a
so they
paper
make
plate.
hard drives, and then we
Now,
got
hey, 60 yards into a paper
Now,
solver.
that's
60 yards into a
it.
paper plate with a rifle is good.
You don't believe
part of
it.
the group that
That said, I would never take a shot over
build the chip.
35 yards.
We have the
I thought he was going to say, I'd never shoot a human.
test everything before.
No, I'd shoot a human in a second. I do armed security.
I like this guy.
Oh, you do armed
Yeah,
security.
So you came out here for a job?
Came out here for a job, yeah.
I'm just my ball.
No reason to go back.
Well, 40, the job worked out, and then you have kids, and then the
Tom,
kids
did you
have
get to look at that?
You know, and now you're altering it.
Okay.
And then you're
So Tom, you want some more?
You can add to
Oh,
it.
and then, yeah, I mean,
I have got no issue with.
It's like the perfect place to get the Four Seasons.
Exactly.
Fort Lauderdale.
I don't want it crazy embellished,
you know.
You know what I'm saying?
This morning I had the bagel box.
Geez, when's the last time you had that?
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, I eat all the time.
Oh, you do?
Mercedes, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mike, have you tried this lighter stuff?
Oh God.
It's a lager. It's a lager. That's only 8.1% alcohol.
Yeah. Einstein's actually has good beer luck.
Oh, do they? Okay. I did my own though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I buy the honey smoked salmon, and I put that on there, and I just kind of
with a few capers and.
No, I didn't. No, I don't.
Capers on?
No, I didn't know about that.
You gotta put some capers on.
So growing up in South Florida, there was a lot of the little Jewish delis and that sort of thing. But they put the cream cheese on like that thick. Not me. I like just a little.
Just a schmear.
Yeah, a little schmear. No.
Okay.
No, are you?
Half Jewish. This is the one. This is the one.
Oh, okay.
Even though they don't know the drink.
I'm looking like a
Everybody in New York
legend
is a Jewish drink anyway.
You're not just looking at the one.
You make good beer, and I am not a hero.
What's your longest batch day?
I'll tell you what. Don't tell me. Tell the world.
You got any that does?
This guy makes great beer, you guys. They're listening.
Can't wait till I bring some marijuana samples.
We've had that. The CBD's good all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not what I can. Mike.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Now, Tom Martino. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. WaterPros.net will get you the best water anywhere for the lowest price anywhere. WaterPros.net. All licensed plumbers in your home. Whole house systems starting they're under $2,000. Under $2,000. I don't like that starting at. It's under $2,000, period. And a water fountain for pure water, under $1,000. So call them. It's waterpros.net. You'll never do better. I'm telling you, I love these guys. 303-862-5554. Now, let's continue. Kruger called about a 100% disabled vet. He says his truck was screwed up in a rear-end accident. He was not at fault, and he needs some help. So I think he's having problems with his insurance. Let's talk to him, and then we're also going to continue talking about small craft breweries, and we have Rock and Roll Brewery with us. Rockandroll.beer will tell you how you can get part of this beer. Mark and Suzanne, who love going to Beer Fest and like beer, they say some of the best they've ever tasted.
That's something you guys should do. How come we've never seen you at all these beer fests we go to? We go to a lot of beer fests. Colorado Springs, Denver, Breckenridge, Vail, Aspen. You get the idea. Where are you?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because although I did this in the mid-'80s through the 90s, I got busy with other businesses, and I just got this. This is real new. Rock and Roll Brewery is very new, but not the history.
Right.
So, we're just starting to distribute now. And if you want to know where to get our beer, go on rockandroll.beer, look for distribution page. It'll have a list of stores. And, I'll tell you what, it changes every day. We're adding more people. We just started distributing.
Good. Tom, it's actually very good beer, but in the beer business where Suzanne and I discover the beers we like that are like this, microbrews, is generally at a beer fest. You've never heard of it. You taste it. You're like, oh, wow, where can you get it? So that's what needs to come on the marketing side. But, man, it's good beer.
It is good beer, Mark. And you know why? I put a lot of money in my beer, a lot of love and a lot of money. And
yeah, forget about the love. I can tell the ingredients are good.
Why can you tell the ingredients are good? Why do you say that? You
can actually, like the one with plum, I can assure you he actually uses real plum. It's not some kind of flavor liquid in there. You can't mistake the actual smell. Forget about the taste of certain fruits.
All right. Kruger, I'm going to reconnect here. So your 2015 Ram 1500 got screwed up, bumper, taillight, tailgate. You were starting to say you had some cosmetic damage on the tailgate. Where's the problem coming right now? Is USAA your insurance or their insurance?
USAA is their insurance. And the problem is USAA is saying, well, because there was previous damage, they don't have to fix the tailgate. They'll fix it. And so I went to, and the problem is Yes, there was a small cosmetic dent, but it did not impede the operation of the tailgate.
It's still a very valid argument. If there was already damage there and you agree to it already, of course they don't owe you the full amount.
Yeah, they just owe you a partial amount. Are they saying they won't pay a dime?
They're saying they won't pay to fix the tailgate, period.
Yeah. Well, I don't get the reasoning. If it was cosmetic damage, you had no damage to the function?
There was cosmetic damage to the tailgate. I agree to that. But because of the accident, the tailgate can no longer open and close because it's crammed.
I get it. I get it, Kruger. I get it. Normally what happens is they deduct the damage from the new damage. They take the new damage and subtract the old damage. Are they saying the old damage was such that it would warrant a new tailgate to begin with?
Yeah, and that, according to the auto body shop...
That could be correct.
No, wait. According to the auto body shop, what?
According to the auto body shop, the damage is the overall damage requires a new tailgate. And USA is saying if that's the case, they're not paying for it, period.
Kruger, here's what I'm asking. Would the old damage on that truck, forget the accident, would that have required you replace your tailgate?
No.
How would it have been fixed?
It would either require them to pop it out, or you would require Bondo.
All right, listen. This is going to be a dispute, okay? And you're not going to win or lose this with the insurance. You'll lose it with the insurance company because they won't pay it. So what I would do, first and foremost is I would file. How much are your total damages with the tailgate?
I went and got a second estimate from a different body shop. It's $1,200 for the tailgate altogether.
I'm not asking that. I'm asking, as a result of this accident, how much are your total damages?
It's like $6,200 total.
That's including the tailgate.
That's including the tailgate.
What I would do is I would take that $6,200 and I would subtract the previous dent and what it would have cost to fix it, a real honest-to-God price, and then I would sue the other owner in small claims court and not deal with his insurance company at all.
Well, see, here's the problem, is that's just what they've seen. They haven't gotten in because there's a possibility that there's frame damage, but without lifting the body off and looking, we don't know if there's frame damage yet.
They can tell there's frame damage without lifting the body.
Both body shops have said.
Well, you got to find one with an alignment machine that's newer.
Yeah, that's crazy, Kruger. If you're asking them to pay to remove the body, they're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. How many miles on this truck?
162,286.2.
You know, basically, Kruger, this is where Tom was going. If the original damage, they would have had to replace it. I don't care if it was cosmetic or not. You bring it to a body shop, they're like, okay, you need a new tailgate. Well, then that's it. They don't owe you a nickel for it.
That's true. If that was the case, you're saying the original damage would only take a few $100 to fix. But I don't know that.
You can't bring anything to a body shop for less than $1,000.
How much? How much is a new tailgate?
Like $650, $700.
With installation, what would it be?
Like $1,200.
Okay, well, I'm telling you this, okay? I know you don't want to hear this, Kruger, but we're only telling you this based on past experience. If it's $1,200 for a tailgate, you would have never had it fixed for less than that, ever. You wouldn't have. They are subtracting the previous damage.
And as far as pulling your body off the frame to see if it's bent, I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, you're getting ripped off. Kruger, you're getting ripped off, okay? I can tell you where to go if you don't want to get ripped off. You're getting ripped off. You don't have to take the thing.
To find out about the body the frame damage is because my hitch is twisted from the accident.
Look, you're going to end. Here's what's going to end up happening. Let me explain something. You're going to end up looking at a total loss. What is your truck valued at with 162,000 miles?
Right now, 27K.
Okay. I'm telling you that if you're looking at a total loss, you have to prove it. They don't have to prove it. So, do you have collision coverage? It sounds like you should since you have a 2015. Then go through your collision and forget the other party altogether. Go through your collision coverage and let them subrogate. That's the way to handle this. Otherwise, it's going to cost you too much to fight them. It really is.
I'm perplexed on one question. How did they know there was other damage here?
They don't.
Because the problem is the auto body shop that I went to is the same one that I've gone to previously.
Well, that was dumb then.
And they were the ones who told them, yeah, there's a previous dent here.
Listen. That's the smaller of your problems, Kruger, whether you get that 1,200 or not. What you need to do is go through your own collision and not fight with the other guy's insurance. That's just the way to do it. And when they subrogate, they can subrogate for your small claim, for your deductible, or you go after the other driver for your deductible. That's the way to do it. You cannot force them to remove an entire cab off of a frame to look for damage. If a body shop cannot tell you of damage without doing that, they're not worth it. That's just the way it is.
Never heard anybody say anything like that. He probably brought it to Juan's body shop down in Montbello. I'm not kidding either.
Frame damage, taking a body off of frame damage.
Can one of you guys show me where to get rid of my beard?
What's that?
I need to get rid of my beard.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta pee.
I'll leave.
Oh, I get it. Well, actually, I know where it is, Mike.
You know
how to get there? You know how to go this way.
Yeah.
That way around. Yeah, go the back way.
Oh, okay.
Why would what?
Why would he know to go back way?
He said it.
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. I say that all the time because ideal is ideal. Why? They have salary-based loan officers that look for the best loan for you. And right
now, with rates so low and with equity high, what you really need is to start thinking about cash flow. Get a lower payment with Ideal Home Loans, especially going into the holidays, or pull some cash out to consolidate debt, or to get rid of those expensive repairs before the dead of winter. Ideal Home Loans can help you. Ideal Home Loans also has the interest rate guarantee, and that's important. Because if rates go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of charge. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. First they listen, then they lend. They find the best deal for you. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. Century RV, I love talking about them. No supply chain problems there. They have plenty in stock, and they have still great prices. They're not taking advantage of the higher prices. Now, they are the best price for most of every RV they handle at Century RV. They have wonderful fifth wheels. They have travel trailers. They have bumper pulls of all kinds, and motorhomes, CenturyRV.com. They're up at exit 240 and I-25, right on that frontage road on the east side. CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111. Genesis Total Exteriors and Home Improvements also does solar, and you can trust him. We've trusted him for years on this show, and he doesn't disappoint. And he's hooked up with a manufacturer for solar systems that will guarantee components 25 years and performance 25 years, which means if they don't meet the performance numbers, They make it up to you each year with a check. That's GenesisSolarCO.com. They can do a 20-minute site evaluation for solar without even coming to your home. They can do it by satellite. And if you have it done now, for a limited time, they're giving away Yeti insulated cups. They're like $30 or $40. They're great cups. That's GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317.
Whether you're interested in saving money on your mortgage payments or you're considering a cash-out refinance, American Financing is always the lender to call. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky reminding you that a mortgage refinance is more than just a lower rate. It's also an effective way to eliminate debt or access cash. You can pay off credit card balances, personal loans, even fund home improvements. You know what else? When you choose American Financing, like I did, you don't have to pay upfront or hidden fees. There's no pressure, no obligation, and you don't have to reset your loan term. You can choose any term 10 years and over, so you're not wasting money on years you don't need. What are you waiting for? Get a free mortgage review today and see if you can save hundreds or even $1,000 a month. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
If you're a home builder or remodeler, your reputation is built on the happiness of the homeowner. Few things make people happier than smart home technologies. The ability to lock doors and check security cameras from your phone or a tablet, to turn on music in any room in your home, or dim the lights, or adjust the thermostat or lower the shades. Again, all with one easy app from one device. But very few builders truly have smart home expertise. That's why builders and remodelers should get in touch with my friends at Electronic Integration. By partnering with Electronic Integration, you can offer your client an upgraded product, a more comfortable, secure, and enjoyable home, while boosting your own revenue potential. It's a win-win-win, and when you as a contractor partner with Electronic Integration, you'll know you'll have a single point of contact for any questions and unwavering commitment to support their products, their services, and you, their partner. Please get in touch today at eiexperts.com. That's eiexperts.com or 303-761-7277 and get started on a win-win-win.
Go beyond the headlines with MSNBC Daily, a collection of written perspectives to help you better understand the issues of our time. Read now at msnbc.com.
Tune into Peace to You from Peace Lutheran Church in Arvada this Sunday. Peace to You brings you encouragement and a fresh, uplifting start to your week. Peace to You comes every Sunday, right here on 630 KHOW at 7:30 a.m.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick, and here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Not much concern after Nikola Jokic exited last night's game against the Jazz before halftime with a knee injury. The MVP was still the game's high scorer with 24 points, but the Nuggets didn't get the win. Peyton Manning will officially enter the Broncos Ring of Fame on Sunday when the team hosts Washington. He is the lone member of the 2021 class. And Game 2 of the World Series is tonight in Houston. The Braves struck early last night to take the victory in Game 1. I'm J.D. Haffron.
Groundbreaking runs in the family. Safety runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The 2021 Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Every member is waiting to impress. You can learn more at MBUSA.com.
Stay connected with your favorite shows on Denver's talk station.
Sign up for our newsletter email now at khow.com/newsletter.
Breaking news, weather, sports, and more from our community. That's khow.com/newsletter.
(303-713-8255). Hey, please, don't forget, and I mean this, anytime you need help, anytime at all, help at Troubleshooter.com. That gets you right through to us. We'll get you lined up. Suzanne will actually reach out to you during the show, get you on the air, and we're going to help. In fact, I never want you to forget this number. $300 million in cash merchandise exchanges refunds directly due to this show. By the way,
now,
the longest running show with the same host.
Yeah, listen, let's talk to James, who has a comment on Kruger. We want to try to help Kruger, but I think he should go through his own insurance at this point. Go ahead, James. What's your comment?
How are we doing, sir? Hey, I'm wondering if there was previous damage. We've already established that and he took it in and got an appraisal, and then got the insurance check to repair that damage, and then chose to pocket that check, not repair the damage, and is now submitting a second claim for a new accident.
It doesn't matter if he did that or not. There's no difference.
Yeah, there is no difference, James, but that's how they would quantify it.
There's no difference, but as far as the auto body shop is concerned, they went through the effort of getting a quote, and then he chose not to, get it repaired. So then he's taking it back to the same auto body shop.
Well, I'll ask him.
And that's where I said that's dumb. I don't know why he took it to the same auto body that knew the pre-existing damage was there.
Hey, Kruger, did you get paid ever on that previous damage?
No, the reason why that auto body shop knew that dent was there was back in April, I hit a coyote at 80 miles an hour, and that auto body shop fixed the damage to the front end of the truck. And they saw the dent, and they said, hey, where's the dent from? And I said, a couple of years ago, my wife got bumped while she was pumping water. We had a water point down in Canyon City.
Okay.
I found it, and...
We got it, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So here's the only thing we're telling you, Kruger, is that it's easier to deal with your own insurance company if you're going to start arguing about frame damage. Now, listen, if you have frame damage, they should fix it or total the truck out. But the only thing we're disputing...
the problem with going... And this is why I was told to call you guys, is when I finally got tired of going back and forth with USAA, I called Allstate. And they said, okay, if you want to go through us, you got to pay your deductible.
Of course you do.
But they'll subrogate, and if they get the other company to pay, most likely they would, then you'll get your deductible back.
Or you sue the guy directly for your deductible.
Problem is, I'm 100%, as I said, I'm 100% disabled. I don't have an extra $500 laying around, and I'm told that apparently if you go do these things, you get it back, but if you go to a lawyer, apparently there's lawyer organizations that help you.
I don't know what you're talking about, lawyer organizations that help you.
Was there injuries?
No, I don't even know.
Is that what you're saying?
Were you injured?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's different.
My shoulder was re-injured in the accident.
Okay, if that's a whole separate... That's a whole separate issue. We can help you there. Okay? John Fuller, I'd start with Fuller Law. He's a great guy, and he would love to help a veteran. But listen, Kruger, that's totally separate from property damage, okay? Totally separate.
See, I was told to talk to you about both the tailgate issue, because USAA is refusing to fix the truck.
Look, man, your little tailgate over $1,200. If you actually have injuries like you're talking about, the $1,200 on your tailgate means crap, man. You need to get with an attorney that can get you real money.
Kruger, listen, you're right to call us on both. Here's what we're saying. Hang up the phone and call John Fuller and tell him I told you to call and ask him about your injuries and talk to him. 303-597-4500. That's the injury. I'll give it to you again. Hold on.
Second.
In a second.
John
Fuller. Fuller. Yep.
And he'll give you advice on the other deal, man.
But I want to give you advice on that, too. Just right now for personal injury, John Fuller.
Okay.
303-597-4500.
Hey, Kruger, I want to know if you've gone to the hospital or a doctor since it over the injuries?
Roger, they did an MRI.
Okay, good.
Then,
that's all I was asking. Just get in touch with John.
And then the orthopedic doc did a steroid injection, and that helped for a couple weeks. As a matter of fact, I'm on the way to the VA right now to
Kruger,
have my shoulder looked at again.
That's all good information. Please tell John that. Now let's talk about the property damage, the truck. The only thing we're disputing with you on that, the only thing, they don't have to remove the cab to find your frame, okay? They don't have to for your frame damage. So they're just putting you together. So what you need to do is find a really good body shop, and we can recommend them, where you go, and they'll tell you what's wrong with the truck, period. That's what you do.
Okay.
The tailgate's pretty simple, man. If it had $300 worth of damage, now has to be replaced, and that's $1,200, they owe you $900. It's math.
That's all it is. Or if they total out the car, they subtract that damage. 303-713-8255. Fran, what's happening with you? Fran, go ahead.
That was a long one.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're complicated. What's going on with your insurance?
Okay, mine isn't a bad one. I've just got like 3 questions. Okay.
All right.
First of all, my daughter in Portland, Oregon has Allstate, and she was thinking about changing, and she's afraid that it's going to affect her credit score if she gets another insurance.
No, it doesn't. Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Not unless she lets it lapse. If she lets it lapse and she doesn't transfer, it could affect her.
No. I'm just saying that if they run her credit, will that affect her credit score?
No, not that badly. No. Not if she's switching insurance. No.
That's generally a soft pull.
Right.
Okay, good. That's what I thought. And also, you recommend Compass Insurance here. Is there anything that you could recommend in Portland, Oregon, as far as an automobile broker and insurance?
I don't know.
You know, there's a chance. There's people at Compass that have licenses in multiple states. I would call them for that referral if they don't have a license there. They do.
Yeah, just call them. 303-996-9000. Just call them and ask. And by the way, they do free insurance checkups anyway for anyone to call and say, look over my coverages. And then you look at your Dex page and they'll tell you if you have good coverage or not. And it truly is objective. They don't care. They can sell you one of 25 companies. They're going to tell you the best one. 303-996-9000. So call them and ask if they have any licensing up there.
And one of the best reasons for anybody to call that number, a lot of insurance companies are being sneaky on homeowners right now. They'll renew you, and your rate might even go down, but what do you have? An ACV policy, so when the hail hits, you're screwed.
Yeah, you got to be careful on what you have. Hey, Fran, what questions do you have on CBD? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. What do you recommend? I've got arthritis, and sometimes my arm and my hand just bugs me, and I know that you're really good about what you take. What do you take for that?
Okay, I take the FAST formula, but I wouldn't take that for you. If you have, like, chronic arthritis, I would take, now, I'm not prescribing for cures or anything. I'm just telling you about symptoms. No. CBD, by the way, it does help with inflammation. I would take the gel caps, which are, they're gelatin, little gelatin pills with oil in them, CBD oil. And if you have severe pain, I take 50 milligram pills. They're really good.
Could you say that would be the equivalent or possibly the equivalent to taking a couple Motrin a day?
Oh, my God, they're so much more powerful than that without the destruction to your liver. I mean, you're talking about world-class pain when it comes to Talib here on his back recently, and he says it's giving him tremendous relief.
Give her that promo code.
What about just also something that you can put on your skin?
Okay.
Do you have any
topicals like that? The topicals they have at Panacea are mainly for they're mainly how do I put that? The topicals are mainly for cosmetic stuff. I don't know if they have topical pain cream. Did you look for them? I don't.
I think I remember Panacea saying they do have something like that, like maybe for a muscle.
Yeah, if they do, it's not
like
good.
Deodorant.
It's not really good for, like, arthritis, okay? I'm not saying it won't give you some relief, but for arthritis, you need something systemic. That's all I'm saying. And they're called soft gels. That's really would be the best for you.
I'm not going to do this if you suggest it again, Dan.
What?
Drinking on the job.
Well, at least not with my beer.
It's not a whiskey taste.
I'm going to tell you guys right now. My beer is higher alcohol, about twice as much.
We're getting that. We understand.
But that's why it tastes good.
Is there a limit to how much alcohol you can have in a beer? Call it a beer?
No. Other than
there probably is.
Other than no, it's not really. It's I actually checked on that. There is no limit. But you want to call it different things. Like if it gets over 10%, it's a barley wine, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, for a brewery license, I don't think you can sell something over like 15%.
There's no limit in Colorado.
No shit.
Not that I can find.
And you can call anything an IPA?
No.
The IPA has nothing to do with
legally you could.
That's all hops.
I know what I'm saying, but can you call anything an IPA?
Not legally.
If you're an IPA, if you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what these breweries do. They call something an IPA and you drink it. It's like crap.
Okay.
You know?
So there's.
So you can call anything
you want.
Let's talk about the restoration industry. You know, yesterday we talked about the high incidence of ripoffs. When you take an industry and then the per capita ripoffs, in restoration, there's more of a chance of getting ripped off than getting a good service. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. So that's why when it comes to restoration, we insist on American restoration. Yeah, you can get American restoration to your home for a fire, flood, some kind of chemical contamination, meth, crime, unattended death. They have all the needed certifications, including EPA. Asbestos certified, too. They can remediate flood damage within a few hours. They can safely remediate mold or toxic substances. They have the latest in technology, years of experience, and here's the most important part. They are honest. 8337-AM-REST. That stands for American Restoration. 8337-AM-REST. Or online at amrest247.com. We were just talking about personal injury, right? John Fuller is the personal injury expert we recommend. He'll answer all of your questions. Yeah, just ask him. And it's just a phone call. Now, if you decide to hire him, there's still no out-of-pocket expense. So why not call and get legal advice when you need it the most, when you're injured and someone's taking advantage of you, or they will? 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500.
So, Tom, I want to give you guys these last 4 ones. Can I give it to you on the air? Say who wants the, which one is your favorite? They're all different.
What are you talking about?
I have these leftover cans that are full that I want to leave here. And who's favorite? Who wants one?
Just ask, man. That's good.
That stays blonde. Now, I gave Susan 2, so you can talk her out of one.
Hey, Mike, what's your role?
If you have any samples, my son is
help him brew, help him deliver.
Are you the brewer?
No.
No?
Just help. Yeah, I'm the lackey.
He appreciates hanging out.
He actually helps out a lot on canning days.
Oh, yeah, and the canning. Oh, my God. Have you seen, wait, let me tell him this. Have you seen the Lucille Ball thing where the candy's coming down?
Yeah,
and she's like trying to, that's what it's like when you can for the first time. Shit's going everywhere. I dropped one. God, I can't. And then they're just coming in.
So we knew this guy, Tom. He has no idea what I'm talking about. He'll remember, though. This guy had a canning setup. It wasn't for beer or anything edible. It was actually for an oil product that you would add into your oil, and you could run out of oil, and the fucking car would drive for another 60 miles.
Wow.
And it actually worked. But his canning facility, I went down there one day to shoot some video on it.
Yeah.
It was like watching Lucille Ball.
Yeah, right.
It was the craziest shit.
Yeah,
I was like, they got to make this easier. There's got to be a way to do it. You realize what makes that easier is dollars. That shit can be fully automated.
Yeah. Well, but you got to get to that point, too.
What was that oil product called? I always want to say MOA.
CLM.
CLM. That's right.
Yeah.
I still got cases of
If you have any extras at the end of the show, I'd love to give it to my son.
I was hoping, considering we're almost ending the show, that Tom would let me give it to you guys, and you guys vote what you want.
Oh, we got another
It'd be
hour
kind of fun,
plus, man.
Yeah, there's another hour. Hour and 20.
Yeah, we got to get going, though.
All right. Yeah, I got to tell you, though, I've never been in a studio before, and I've seen all you guys because I watch on YouTube.
He's been in federal prison, though.
It's just like that.
It's kind of like that, except you guys are cool.
You can't leave during certain times.
Yeah.
Well, they were talking about it being rear-ended earlier, so.
No.
No.
No, we were talking about
By a monkey.
No, we were talking about the back door.
I want to do a version of the wheat beer, dark wheat beer. I don't know if there's any kind of thing like that. I don't think there is really. You call it backdoor bar. I got to think of an image that I can illustrate that I won't get sued.
Oh, you were talking about names being over the top. I don't think these are over the top, but they're close.
They're not crazy. That one down by, it's not the Ogden. Mission Ballroom.
Yep, that's it.
So, like 1 mile from there, there's 2 breweries. And one of them, we went in there just right before a concert a couple weeks ago. I couldn't get over their cans. It was like fucker in the ass. I mean, it was like, it was insane. Wow. And I'm going, holy shit.
Now you can do that.
You'd never, well, first of all, you'd never get into a grocery store.
Right.
You wouldn't get into 99.9% liquor store.
Here's the thing, there's a legal thing too. You can do that locally, but you will not get, if you want to export it into other states, you will never get it.
Hello, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. We have open lines for the first time this morning. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, you can get right through. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. And we were talking about high incidence of ripoffs, the industries where when you call, you have a better chance of getting ripped off than getting a good company. And I'm going to tell you the top 2. One is restoration, which means if you just call a restoration company, there's more of a chance of getting ripped off than getting a good service. And also moving and storage. And in fact, in our estimation, the most chance of getting ripped off in the moving industry is any mover out of South Florida or Florida in general. I don't know why they've congregated there, but they have. The next area of rip-off, home improvements. We have so many people in the home improvement business that are ripping people off.
One of the big ones is solar. You better watch what solar company you work for. Some of these guys have absolutely no relationship with local, well, not really government, but with local utilities. I mean, you don't even know what you're getting.
And they may not be energized or turned on because unless it's approved, it's not going to be put into the grid. The other one is roofing. Roofing is a terrible industry for ripoffs. That's why we urge you to go to referrallist.com. And then sewer and drain services. In fact, except for one that we know of, the name, if there's Rooter in the name, we have found them to be ripoffs.
We had one,
and I don't want to talk against the guy on our referral list, Master Rooter. He's a great guy, Tony.
No, but we have one company that goes out. This is a company we've had 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10
And he changes his names.
Well, what they do, though, is they show you a video. They run a camera down your system and say, oh, look, the tree roots are growing through it. But that's not your video. They're showing you a video from an entirely separate house.
Apparently, another industry of a lot of ripoffs that we've just recently discovered, the capuchin monkey acquisition business.
You know, off air.
I mean, seriously, because what was her name? Michelle wanted to buy a baby monkey, a baby capuchin monkey.
And they're so cute. She's gotten screwed by 2 people, but during the break, people didn't hear this. Talib, when he was 9 or 10 years old, literally walked home, and what was in his backyard?
Capuchin monkey.
A monkey. It's
did your parents?
Story
you
I've
never
ever
did tell us. Did your parents buy that monkey, or it just showed up?
Tom, I have no idea where that monkey came from. All I know is I came home, and there was a cage in the backyard.
Oh, a cage. Okay.
Great big cage, 10 foot high, 8 foot deep, 6 foot wide.
Wow.
Huge cage. And there's this monkey in there.
Did your parents buy it for you guys?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I never knew where the monkey came from.
Okay, his dad had his fingers in a lot of stuff.
Okay,
He was an entrepreneur.
Tom, 10 years old, and you walk in the yard and you see a monkey in a cage. What are you going to do?
Well, I would at least ask my parents where the hell the monkey came from. I would. Would you?
Of course I would.
I asked, could I get in the cage with the damn thing?
How old were you?
I was less than 12 years old, man.
Okay.
I was less than 12. I was in elementary school. I was.
Did he tell you why they got rid of the monkey a year later?
It bit the neighbor.
Well, it's true. It did bite the neighbor.
Yeah, it did.
But his grandmother actually did not like the monkey.
Okay. 303.
The monkey.
Tom, number one ripoff, anything on Craigslist.
Or Facebook Marketplace.
Those two.
Okay, used cars are up there for sure. I'm not so sure, and we talked about this yesterday.
They're not as bad as they used to be.
No, and here's the thing with used cars. A bad used car doesn't make a bad used car dealer. There are sometimes you don't know that it's a bad car, and you can't tell what's going to happen to it, and you don't know how it's been mistreated. There are people that lie when they trade in a car. I mean, so dealers, to a certain extent, I think used car dealers get a bad rap for bad cars, unless this, one and only, if they know it's bad and they intentionally sell it without telling someone. That sucks. Okay, even though it's as is. If they truly know there's something wrong with it and sell it, I think that's wrong. And I think consumers do most of the screwing of themselves with used car dealers. They don't get them checked. They just don't get them checked.
How about aftermarket warranties? How about like buying a plan that covers all the appliances in your house?
Well, okay,
or buying a plan that covers anything.
Home warranties suck. No one can tell me ever where a home warranty does not suck, because I'll show you the clauses that make it suck. So home warranties are not worth crap. Now, coming back,
we're going to talk about whatever you want to. By the way, on the phone, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. But we're also going to pick the favorite out of the brews here from Rock and Roll Beer, Rock and Roll Brewery. And then we'll tell you how you can get a hold of that beer, 303-713-8255.
I think it'd be cool to have a monkey. I don't give a shit what
I
anybody
think it would be
says.
cool. Yeah, I thought of that.
I'd send it out to get fully trained, whatever that costs, fuck it.
Go get me a
Just like
six-pack.
a dog, man. I
The
want
only
it.
thing about a monkey, they scare me a little.
Not a little.
Well, yeah, the little
Because they're not truly domesticated. Dogs are
The
truly
guy that
domesticated.
called up, his fucking monkey shits on the toilet.
Yeah, but I don't
But
want
they're
something.
not truly, they're trained, but they're not domesticated. There's three
Training and
different.
domestication are
True.
different shit.
No, that's
They're
true.
two different things. So tell me this question. You're a car dealer. I come in, I sell you my car. Okay, you give me $500 for it. You turn around and you sell it to somebody else. Is there any culpability on your part if you do nothing to that car?
No. Not if you sell it as is.
I am not obligated to check it out.
Exactly.
But then you can't say we checked it out.
Right.
See,
But
most dealers say certified.
Oh,
or
we did an
100
85-point
But
inspection.
you just sell it as is, and you say, here's a car, you want to buy it as is, you're totally...
Rocky Mountain IV Medics.
That's next week, right? Yeah, I have them come by once a month, the studio. You can have them come by your home, your office. In fact, there are some truck drivers that have them come by truck stops. I'm serious. IV therapy is a common therapy. A lot of people go to IV bars now, but you can pay the same amount of money and have them come to your home, a medical professional. You can actually text for same-hour appointments. RockyMountainIVMedics.com, 720-987-2155. Call or text 720-987-2155.
Whether it's the politics of climate change, the challenges of
What?
I hope you guys. I hope you guys have an Uber set up.
Oh, they've been seeing us sipping beer.
And the one before that, I want to party with you guys. Seems like a lot of fun.
I gotta tell you, that's the honest God's truth. I mean, you never know before you meet people like how they really are. But it seems like, well, we have been, but it seems like I'd want to have it with everybody in here. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that.
I didn't like Doc till I met him.
Well, it's interesting.
The truth is, I didn't know him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Well, there was a guy at work that I only dealt with him online, so I never met him in person. And he just seemed like a harsh dude, like hard to work with. And I thought, God, I never want to work with this guy.
What kind of work?
Well, I'm an electrical engineer.
Okay, got it. Go ahead.
So anyway, he came into the office. He's in Minnesota. He came out to Colorado. We were in a conference room together, and I realized he's got this dry sense of humor that doesn't come across unless you're there with him in person.
Yeah,
He's the coolest guy.
You got to see it.
Exactly, you do. That's kind of the problem with some of the masks, right? With the kids and stuff.
You got to.
So yeah. So it is. It's different meeting people in person than just communicating online or whatever you're doing. Yeah, which I figured you could tell just about whatever from talking to somebody, but you really can't. You don't get the same interaction. You don't know when they're kidding or that, because this guy had the dry sense of humor. So some of that went right over my head, and I'm like.
And he's an engineer.
Yeah, well, yeah,
and that don't help.
That don't help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That don't help.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
So you know what else is a conspiracy? Weather. It's going to be 68 degrees on Saturday, but Sunday, when it's Halloween, it goes down to 45. There's somebody up there that makes it rain or snow or be cold every Halloween.
I learned that after I moved to Colorado.
When I was when you take your kids trick-or-treating, it's always rainy or cold.
Oh, man.
I learned that after I moved to Colorado.
Right, it's the only day of the
It's
year.
funny because you can put the fanciest little costume on the little kids, and then you got to put the big coat over, and there's no costume. Yeah.
But it always seems to be rainy or cold on Halloween.
Yeah. There were times I can remember taking the kids now they're all older, as I am, but I can remember having to hold their hand because it's all icy and you're just walking all slow.
And then the next day it's 75 and sunny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know.
You know what though?
Doc,
To what you were saying earlier about living in Colorado, I went to Minnesota for a football game many years ago to see a playoff game, and the Vikings were in that game. And there was snow that was just piled up and dirty that never goes away. Here you get the snow and then it goes away.
Right, because the sun is so strong.
Oh, yeah.
2 days later it's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't pile up and get dirty.
Yep. It melts away.
I used to tell my California friends that I got more days with sunshine than they got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then I would take a picture of the snow.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what?
The sky.
Most people who have never been out here think that Denver is like Vail. They think we're up in the mountains.
Oh,
we have lots of snow.
Yep, and it's always cold as hell.
It's always cold. They have no idea the difference between.
Yeah, but don't correct them on that.
I don't know.
That was
my kid is anti-immigrant. Not anti like Mexicans. Anti people coming into Colorado.
Oh,
he said, enough is enough.
Yeah,
we don't want any more people coming into the state. I mean, it's always, and I don't know if you've noticed it, but the streets are dug up everywhere you go. There's cone zones.
Oh,
Have you noticed that lately?
Oh yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
And where there aren't cone zones, there should be.
Right.
I mean, coming in here, it's like, look at the size. Because I ride a motorcycle, and I'm thinking, man, if I hit that on my bike, holy crap! It's like,
Versus everywhere I drive, there's cone zones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
I guess they're trying to get a few things done before the snow actually gets on the ground. Because once it's down, that pothole is going to kill you next time.
Yep.
So if this guy wants a dental implant recommendation, I have the best guy in Colorado for him.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Hey, David, what's happening in your life? What's going on, David?
Hey there, Tom. I was wanting to know, hey, have you guys heard anybody about who does good dental implants and who's the rip-offs and who are the ones to stay away from? Because I was wanting to get some dental implants done, and you're the man I want to talk to.
Listen, I'm going to cause a lot of controversy here, but I want to say something. I have talked to numerous people about this, both MDs and DDSs and people who hold both degrees. And what you want to stay away from are the quick change artists. The same day. You do not want the same-day implant restoration. The mouth cannot heal. There is nothing physiologically they can do to speed up the healing. It is terrible. Many times you need bone grafts, and they use plastic, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to let it heal, and you have to let it set before you can do an implant. So, right away, what I would do is do away with the same-day implants, okay? That the same-day implant and restoration. There's 2 steps to it, okay? Sometimes 3.
Right.
One is the extraction, right? The second one is the preparation. The preparation, if you need preparation. Then the third would be the implant, which is the metal implant into the jawbone, and then the fourth is restoration. Sometimes you can just go in and do everything as far as the the implant, because you don't need grafting or anything. You have good jawbone, but then you still have to wait. You still have to wait before you get the restoration. So the point is extraction, then implant, then restoration, and there must be healing time. Now, as far as who does it, I'm just giving you a personal observation of mine. There is no such thing as the best, because I can tell you who's the best, and Deputy Doc can tell you who's the best, and Mark will tell you who's the best. It doesn't mean anything. What you have to do is your own research. But what I liked was the comfort of now listen carefully, of a degreed individual. I like DDS MDs who have both, because because there's a certain amount of surgery involved, and I like having the MD DDS. In Colorado, that's not required. In many states, it is required that you be an MD to do certain oral maxillofacial surgeries. In Colorado, they allow dentists to do more than you'd ever believe. Did you know that a dentist can do plastic surgery? Did you know a dentist can do nose jobs, rhinoplasty? I'm talking about
Colorado.
In Colorado. Did you know they can do they can do all that crap. They can rebuild your face. I mean, I'm telling you that it's chilling. Now, I'm not saying there aren't good oral maxillofacial surgeons. There are. But in Colorado, you wouldn't know, because they don't require an MD. They don't require a fellowship. They don't require board certification from an MD, from the medical board. So I like the double certification, and I used there is a guy, Dr. Tom Mahalik, who is both. He's a DDS and he's an MD. I don't know what the name of his practice is, but he's the guy that works on me. But Deputy Doc would be more qualified than anyone to answer this.
Well, there's another guy who is double boarded, both MD and DDS.
Good.
His name is Dr. Tom Stone, and I've had him work on me.
Hey, Doc.
Double board certified.
I hate to say this, because there are a lot of good oral maxillofacial surgeons. There are. But really, when it comes to implants, you like that double certification, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Check out Aspenwood Dental.
Do they have double certification?
Yes, some of their doctors.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that I've heard they're good too, and they advertise here, I believe.
Yeah, Aspenwood Dental.
Dr. Thomas Stone.
Or Dr. Tom Mahalik. So there, you got good recommendations.
Stone is good.
I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up. We'll pick the best beer.
Cool. So a dentist can do plastic
in Colorado.
That's crazy. Really? Just Colorado or
Why?
State?
No, 6 states.
There might be a
There's
few
6
other
states.
Doc, why do they allow that?
There's 6 states.
Because each state has their own board, and it depends on how
Listen, man, there's
how
no
strong the
reason.
lobbying effort is.
There's no reason to even ask a doctor. When you have a question, you ask
Mark.
a vet. No, you ask a vet, because a vet can work on a chicken, a hog, a cow. Listen to this. Listen to this. You want to hear something chilling? Do you know the dentist here in Colorado, an oral maxillofacial, can go to your fucking hip and take parts of your bone and rebuild your jaw?
A dentist.
Yes. It's pretty impressive.
Now,
if they're good at it, who gives a shit?
Well, they are. They are, and I'll tell you what. They go through the same internships and shit, but they don't get their MD. And I'm sorry, but there's got to be something said about an MD. I mean, that's why.
Now, wait. Hold on. You're the first one to say, if you could go to New York, you could pass the bar and you should be a fucking attorney, right?
No, I never said that. I said,
oh, my God, I agree with that.
No, I said I passed the bar.
No. I'm saying, but if you can pass the bar and pass everything, you don't think you should be an attorney?
No.
You think you have to have X amount of hours?
I think you have to have some law school for God's sake.
God, I don't think.
Because that's a very serious thing, Mark. Passing a test is just one part of it.
Yeah. Being in the courtroom.
I don't know if I agree with you guys on
I don't know.
What do you in the courtroom?
Don't you think more than passing a
Oh,
test?
yeah, I mean, when they put me through to get board certified was just crazy. You have to have, after you do your internship and you get...
How about if you just...
Wait, if you want to be board certified, you have to...
Now, that's different than getting a degree, you understand. You could be an NP without being board certified.
Right. But to get board certified, you need to take all of your cases for 2 years. You have to document them. You have to go
I'm talking just about the medical
English.
If you could learn everything on your own and do your internship,
I knew you wouldn't like it, but
you would have a problem with that if you passed your internship?
I don't know. I have to think about it. I don't know.
That's all I'm saying.
It's a good question.
I was scared of getting it back together.
In other words, if I don't go through a certain medical school, but my dad's a doctor, and he teaches me everything, and then I do my internship and I do it perfectly, I don't know what the difference is.
Well, because in order to do your internship...
What do you mean, well? What's wrong with that?
Because the background, Mark, is the fucking discipline and the background of being a doctor is way more than just knowing how to do shit. No, if you're a
I'm saying if you got trained somehow and then do your internship, which is no problem.
Well, that's how they used to do it.
But you couldn't do your internship without passing a test.
Here's the doctors fucking how did so much DDS and oral maxillofacial? How did they get?
That's why I got a lot of ribbons.
6 states. I can't fucking believe
That's lobbying. That's all it boils down to. If they have a strong enough lobby and they can convince the people on the board, then they can do it.
Listen, there are some hospitals, I'm not going to say who they are, that if somebody comes in, Mark, if somebody comes in with a massive injury that goes through windshields and their face is massive, they will call a dentist. Some hospitals to have them do their
Yeah, but you just said if they're all doing it all the same, who gives a fuck? If the guy's good at doing it.
Because it's the complications that separate the boys from the men.
Well, they're at the hospital, they do that.
No, but if you're doing stuff...
No, you're at the ER.
And you run into
Well,
complications...
they're with trauma doctor and surgery.
That's where the shit hits the fan.
Mark, when it came time for my implants, I didn't have to, but I looked for an MD. I know I didn't have to.
I did too. That's why I wanted
But if you actually knew someone that did it forever and grew up under their dad that fucking knew how to do it, you wouldn't have given a shit.
Not a dentist, no.
I would because, like I say...
Oh, wait, mine needed nasal, they needed to go up the nasal cavity.
Right.
So there was something they had to do that, yeah, I did care a little about.
Do you have to have an MD to do a root canal in Colorado?
No, nowhere.
You know what?
Nowhere.
That reminds me, my wife, when she had an implant put in, her sinus was too low, so they had to lift the sinus.
Right. Exactly.
The whole cavity?
I don't know.
Or they put what they do is, or they go up inside, they put a dome. They put a dome on the top, a dome.
Oh.
Or they put some bone there so that after 6 or 8 weeks, they can put the implant in.
Without going into your cavity.
Right. You don't want to be fucking around. You know, the bottom teeth are much more, there's very little you can do to fuck up the bottom.
But wait a minute, guys. We're talking about if you get your ear torn off, they're fucking, the dentist can sew your ear back on.
Oh, are you sure about that?
That's kind of. Look up the duties of an oral maxillofacial surgeon. I believe anything. They fucking do things you wouldn't believe. They do full facial reconstruction.
With just the DPS.
Yes, in 6
Okay,
days.
I'm not
Can you tell
arguing.
me the difference between a beginner sushi roll and an intermediate sushi roll? Because I'm looking at Papa's.
One sold at a gas station. One's at a grocery
and
store.
there's an intermediate
But on a
sushi
cruise
roll.
ship, maybe it's the
You
size.
have no idea?
And there's sushi.
And maybe the size of the number of pieces.
Talk on the radio already.
You think it might be just sizing?
Or the number of pieces.
Okay, all right.
If I play my knees, I pop off.
Something hopper.
But
that's a problem.
There was a, yeah, it is. But there was a, hey man, I want a zombie jam. I was gonna say, this serve was not like blowing in the corner or anything like that. Like this, and then would drop in his back. This is a bad one. Do you? I know that.
I know that. Ooh, I hate that.
So why? You can't fucking serve it. I don't care.
You cannot dig that fucker out.
Or you hit the wall.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't dig it out.
Okay, so you know that. Okay, yeah.
I can do it. Not that good, but I can do it.
Yeah, I never got that one down. I was always kind of.
I'm right-handed, so I'll backhand up against that left wall, and I'll try to
I
ride
was
it.
pretty nervous at first, but once I had a couple beers.
Yeah, it rides that wall, and it's just a big, and then if it rides that wall and drops in that
The reason it's so dangerous, so it's because
in the radio studio right now.
What's that?
So how's it feel being the DD in the radio studio right now?
So wait a minute. You guys get to drink beer before noon. I'm gonna apply for a job here.
Good one, eh?
See, if you screw it up, the problem is if you screw it up, they can whack the shit out of it.
Exactly. You have to know how to do it.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah.
It's Leland Conway. The fight over the Douglas County Schools mask mandate continues. The federal
You play racquetball too?
I used to.
Yeah, I used to too.
Man, he can barely play checkers.
Text the nationwide keyword.
You can't skip two.
What do you do with the leftover liquid? What do you do with the leftover liquid?
We got another hour. I'm not so sure there's going to be much left over.
Well, I got some. I'm gonna give to you.
Oh, but no, but you have something to put the waste. I'm serious. The waste that we can put
Yeah,
in
we can get.
because I don't want to put it in. I don't think we should put it in the trash bag.
Oh, if we put it in
No,
that.
these are empty. But these are empty. They're all empty.
It's the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. The entire studio's been going beer tasting all morning from Rock and Roll Brewery with all kinds of weird craft beers. And they seem to have a Halloween flair to them, even though it's not meant to be, like Zombie Jam. That would be a good thing for Halloween parties, you think? Anyway, here's the bottom line. A Rock and Roll Brewery. Now, I will say this. Susan and Mark were skeptical, saying, well, what is he? I said, well, he microbrews. He's actually in the advertising business, but he does this as a passion and a hobby. And I said, Steve Moss will come in and, he wants you to taste some of his beers. And so then he gets, they come and they say, this is really, really good. They love it. And Talib, you like it? Are you a beer drinker, Talib, in general, or what? Where do you stand with beer?
I am not really a beer drinker.
Now, wait a minute.
I started escapading with beer with Mark.
25 years ago.
Yeah, but I quit after I ran away.
Ants is a bartender part-time.
Yeah.
Ants loves it, right,
But
Ants?
this is good beer.
Oh, yeah.
This is really, really good beer.
Ants speaks from authority. Go ahead, Ants.
Yeah, I've been bartending for a good 4 or 5 years now, and generally compared to other local brands, this is really good. Like other local brands, like I said, they just try to cram hops and everything and just make the IPA as hoppy and as bitter as possible and say it's Colorado local brewed, but this is some really good stuff.
Good. And I want to ask you, does it come on tap or only in cans?
I have it on tap or cans.
And where is it on tap? Like at local bars?
It's at tap in my brewery by brewery tours appointment only. But I am going to distribute it in restaurants. I just got my tap panels in. It's a new brewery. It's very new.
Wow, this is cool.
Steve, I wanted to ask you on the talent side of it, and I'm not saying your beer's not talented by any means, but on our intro song you did,
Yes, sir.
Typically speaking, if someone wants an intro for a radio show, a TV show, anything.
Or a jingle, didn't you do Mile High Flea Market, right?
Or a podcast.
Oh, wait, didn't you do the tree farm?
Do you guys know how to get to the tree farm?
Hell yeah, we know how to get to the tree farm.
How do you get there? You take
I-25 to 235, then 5 miles west to the tree farm.
That was yours?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, I'm going to ask
He's good, man.
What did that cost a tree farm 100 years ago? Because that's been around.
He may not want to talk.
You know something? I got to plug the tree farm.
Okay.
They've been a client of mine for about 30 years.
Now, do they own it, or do you keep owning it?
It's a privately owned business.
No, do you own?
No.
Who owns the jingle now?
Anything I produce, intellectual property.
He keeps ownership.
Intellectual property is owned by the creator unless otherwise put in writing. So technically I own it, but you know something? They're like family to me.
You know what, Tom? Here's what I heard. I own your intro. That's what I just heard. Is that correct?
Yes, he does. Of course he does.
I own that intro.
Well, I knew that.
Okay.
Of course
he knows that.
Yeah.
So really, that's how it works in your biz.
Yeah, even
property. I've had people try,
and they license it every year. A lot of them do that. They don't now. They will sell it to you, sell you all the rights. But even under those circumstances, he could sell me the rights and say, "Okay, Tom, you own it forever, but you can't alter it."
How about like a voiceover?
Exactly.
How about someone that's got a famous voice?
Roach.
How do they do it?
Roach.
Yeah, Alan Roach, the voice. In fact, I think when I get on the tram.
Yeah, of course you do. You hear him all
at
over.
DIA, he's on there.
And okay, Alan leases his voice per year with licensing rights. He doesn't ever let you. Well, actually, you could, but you have to pay for it. They're licensing rights.
How about if you found somebody that sounds just like Alan, for example?
Well, you can do that all you want. I mean, there's no, you don't have a patent on a voice.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, if somebody imitates a celebrity, you can imitate a celebrity. You can. As long as you don't try to pass it off as the celebrity. Now, some states have different laws.
So they have to know it's a parody?
Well, no, but you can't falsely pretend you're the celebrity. It's really tricky, Mark. I'll tell you the one state that does more. What do you think the one state?
California.
Yes, they have the strictest
because they
laws.
have all the actors.
And they protect them. They have the strictest laws, right.
So if you sound just like Alec Baldwin.
You could get in trouble if you don't have something. You have to give a disclaimer or something sometimes. It depends on how close the parody is.
Now, I've been in business for 40 years or whatever, and I've had people try to steal my material. And I've gone to court, and I've always won.
Like what?
And
Give me an example of someone
But Tom
stealing.
knows more than me about intellectual property. Once I started talking to him over the phone when we were talking about this soundtrack, the ZZ Top thing, it was amazing how much knowledge Tom has.
Well, because, you have to learn what not to do on the air.
Well, that brings up an interesting question, though. Ours is based off of a ZZ Top song.
He altered it a little.
Well, he altered it quite a bit as far as the lyrics. So
no, not just the lyrics.
Where's the line drawn?
Okay, I'll tell you, know where it is right now? You know where the line's drawn? Where the bots pick it up. That's where it's drawn, Mark.
Well, I know on YouTube and Facebook we don't get banned anymore because
that's
the Beatles song
the only thing,
all the time.
The only thing that counts is distribution. You can do anything you want at home. So you're asking, and I'm telling you, the line is drawn where it's distributed if it trips whoever's listening. If ASCAP hears it, okay, let's say the bots on the internet don't care. Let's say ASCAP or BMI hears it. And they enforce licensing.
We don't even know. I don't even know what that is.
These
let alone people listening.
These are two professional organizations that have been charged with fighting on behalf of artists. Okay. In other words, years ago, the courts designated them as official entities of the artists because artists, they didn't want thousands of artists going out suing thousands of people. So BMI or ASCAP would keep an eye out, and they would apportion the royalties to whatever artists are members. And what they do is they listen. They do. In fact, ASCAP and BMI used to go into restaurants and say, do you have rights to play that radio? I'm serious. And they say, well, it's my radio. It's here. Well, yeah, if it's in the kitchen, we don't care. But it's out here in the dining room where the public is.
You're entertaining.
So therefore, you're using over the air. So they can charge you a licensing fee to have the radio or to have CDs or to have music. And now that's why some people buy music services to pipe through speakers because those services include that in their fees to you. So
almost like DirecTV, if they have a pay-per-view event at a bar, those people have to pay maximum occupancy to run that fight.
That's exactly right. So ASCAP and BMI, let's say one guy is driving around in his car today and he heard my open. Even though Google or the trademark bots or the copyright bots did not trip over ZZ, this guy says, you know, that's a little too close for comfort. So they might write me a letter saying, do you have rights to parody that or to use it? Now, in some cases, you don't need rights because it's public domain. In other cases, you don't need rights because it's obviously a parody. In other cases, to sell a product or service, you do. So it would be up for grabs. It's not a foregone conclusion.
Tom, that's like a situation I have. I have a BMI number. I wanted to use one of my own songs in a YouTube video that I made, and I had to prove that it was my song by like sending my BMI number to YouTube and sending them like that I had made the song.
That's right.
How does this work then? We come back with music from the breaks.
Right.
That music could be something that was just released by Adele.
No, everything Ants uses is in the approved iHeart library, and they've paid the rights, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not a time
No,
frame.
he doesn't.
You can use 10 seconds.
And here's the thing. Even if I were to use outside music, I would use either my YouTube music account or Spotify, so it would technically be going through one of the third parties that Tom was talking about that approves for it. So
now listen, iHeart pays for certain songs to be used, and so we're covered by iHeart. But if you can't arbitrarily take a song and play it, unless it's called fair use. Fair use is where you can use a portion of it if the purpose is not to attract people because of the song, but you're talking about a topic. For example. Okay. If you were talking about, hey, you know what, Paul McCartney today got divorced again. He doesn't seem to make it with women. The long and winding. You start playing his music. It's fair use. You're talking about him. It's in context.
You're not trying to profit.
Yeah. Or, yes, so that's kind of a fair use. There's other fair uses like parodies. As long as you don't use the whole song and you're not profiting from the song. Like, if you wanted, you may have heard when people put together, hey, we talked to the president today and he said, and then they play a part of a song, you know, I can't get no satisfaction, you know what I mean? Or something like that.
Well, where my brain goes to is the Al, what's his name, that does all the parodies.
That's
Michael
right.
Jackson. Weird Al Yankovic.
Now,
they're the same really, they're the same songs with different lyrics.
No, they love, Weird Al gets permission because they love it. They love it because he brings attention to their songs. Just like Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow loved more than anyone in the world. Who did he love? Rick. Well, who's that red-haired guy that sounds like a black guy? Who is he? The Rick Rolled, it's called. You get Rick Rolled. What's his name? His name. He's an
Sweet
artist.
Caroline.
He's a skinny red-haired guy that
sounds like a black dude.
Barry Manilow wrote the song, and he recorded it, and it's
Ed Sheeran?
No, it's not. It's
talking about the guy
what
who
are
sang
you
the
talking
Rick Roll
about,
song,
man?
right?
What's that?
The guy who sang the Rick Roll song, right?
Yeah,
Rick Astley.
Rick Astley.
Rick Astley.
Rick Astley.
He's redheaded?
He's a red-haired skinny dude. Listen, play his song for a second. Play his song. You won't believe this song.
What are you saying he sounds like?
All right. Well, listen to him. You'll see. He's a skinny, literally, he was a 20-year-old skinny white guy when he recorded this song. And it got so funny because everyone expected some big, burly, muscle black guy. I don't know. Just listen to him. And everybody assumed what he looked like. When he was shown on a video, it became a joke. So they started parodying it all over the place, and they started using it. Listen to him. Listen. Listen to this guy.
This is a good song.
This guy, yeah, you didn't know. He's a skinny. Yeah, that voice.
I thought this was like.
Okay, you know who he looks like? Miles.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's funny.
He looks like Miles. You look.
I'll take a second look.
That type of body, your son, that skinny little guy, and listen to this voice. Okay, so when that came out, and people started making fun of it and rickrolling people, what they would do is they would take, like, my head and put it on his body and then play the music, and Barry Manilow loved it. He wrote the song. He loved it. I mean, he didn't care because it brought attention to the song. So some parodies, you just get away with it because people don't care. But Rick Astley, boy, I'm telling you, this guy is a tiny little dude.
Look up Rick Astley.
Oh, we gotta give the beer away.
I would have never tagged that. I
Well,
would have never
Talib
tagged
sounds
Red hair,
like a
too.
white girl.
No, that's it, yeah.
That's only when I'm riding.
That was a good yeah, you know a lot, John. I mean,
Rick Astley is, this guy is such a dude.
You know, I like to watch MTV Cribs. No,
Look at him. Look at him. Look.
It's
Headbangers Ball. Let's talk about an investment you can trust. 4%
Guaranteed, tax-free, plus a 1% dividend. It's called Become the Banker. Listen, there's no trick here. This is just solid investment. You get a life insurance policy, the government says you can overfund it. You overfund it, it grows tax-free because Become the Banker teaches you how to use this through your life. It's really a procedure more than anything. BecomeTheBanker.org to find out more. That's BecomeTheBanker.org. It is a good insurance policy against the stock market. It's a good growth tool. 303-779-6600. Now, Fix My Home. What does that mean? It means plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. FixMyHome.com. Fix it 24/7 right now. Get them to your home before it gets really cold for $39. If you've not had this done before, it's $39 for a complete cleaning and checking of your furnace system. And I'm telling you, it's more thorough than anything you can have done for the price. There's nothing like it. In fact, most companies would charge hundreds of dollars to do the same service. FixMyHome.com. $39 only. If you've not had it done before, they want to show you what they can do, put their sticker on there, and I hope you call them if you have a problem, but they have a no-breakdown guarantee if you get a bill of health. That's FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. Mark, what do you like about Genesis Solar?
25, 25, 25, 25. Here's the deal. You get a $25-year guarantee. Bumper-to-bumper warranty on any equipment Genesis Solar sells to you. On top of that, they give you a 25-year guarantee on how much energy the system will produce. You can't get better guarantees than that. Go to GenesisSolarCO.com, and here's the other cool part. Within a 24-hour period, they'll tell you how much money they can save you. I've never heard of anything like it. GenesisSolarCO.com, GenesisSolarCO.com, GenesisSolarCO.com.
Shut up, Ant.
We'll do that. Kevin Matthews thinks we're great drunk.
Listen, Mark, I want to show you this. Rick Astley is so great.
Who the fuck is that?
1 billion views. 1 billion views.
Oh, on that song.
Now look at him. Oh, I want you to see him.
That is Miles.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at this little shit.
There's your child.
Look at him. And look at him.
Sunglasses and all.
Look how skinny he is. Listen. It's impossible.
God, that's not even real. It almost looks like a fake
Exactly.
dub.
That's why it made such news.
Insane.
Look at the little guy.
got a voice.
Isn't that funny? 1 billion views because of that.
Remember the Righteous Brothers?
They weren't brothers? Come on.
Do you remember them, though?
Of course.
They came
Is this
off,
one yours?
that one's yours, man. They came off black as I don't know what.
No, I don't think so.
I never even heard of them.
You should have heard that. You should have seen. You should have been.
Okay.
You should have been in Los Angeles when I was a kid, listening to the Righteous Brothers come on the
listened to
radio.
them
Black heavy metal band.
And finding out that those guys were white was a trip.
Black heavy
They
metal
never
band.
sounded
Who?
black to me.
Name one.
Black heavy metal band.
Black heavy metal band.
What I do know is that George Duke was keyboardist for Frank Zappa for a long time.
No, heavy metal.
I don't know heavy metal. I don't know of a black heavy metal band. All I know is that
there is one.
Who's that?
I don't remember the name of them, but they're actually pretty big. But I never liked their music. But they are black.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know.
And they're heavy metal.
I wasn't into them.
Heavy metal is also subjective. Some people think heavy metal is, other people think it's just rock.
To me, growing up, heavy metal was Metallica.
Yeah,
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah,
well,
he's more commercial though.
Not back then, man. Crazy Train was pretty fucking badass.
I think Metallica's metal. I think Judas Priest.
But we kept on playing because they were getting down.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, I would say is more.
Even back Black Sabbath and Crazy Train days, shit, that was some good
I would
shit.
say Sabbath is more heavy metal than Osbourne.
Hey, have you ever heard who's that fucking guy, Barry
You know
Manilow,
that one song
that does Crazy Train?
That one song made.
I'm going on the rails.
Not so much a little twerk.
And not so red.
Who's that?
Rick Astley today.
And not so red.
Oh, yeah, but that's not when he sung it.
No.
Well, everybody changes with money. You can get your hair dyed.
But his whole career was made with that one song.
I believe it.
And that one video. It was one of the. I mean, people. You know what? The most complaints came from young black girls when they downloaded it, when they went to look at it. It was a big joke. People would say they were.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so the beers, if you had to pick one, they go from light to dark, basically. Which one?
I'd probably have to try them again to come up with a good answer.
We can't do that legally. No, I don't know. Anyway, which one?
I like the back door or the backstage blonde.
The backstage. Come on. Just be careful. Backstage blonde. What else? What else do you like? Is that the lightest
Imperial, Tom, was really good only because it wasn't super strong. Usually those 9-point-whatever% ABVs are really strong in taste.
Have you ever drank 9% beer
Sure,
before?
but generally it doesn't taste like that.
What does it taste like?
Well, generally they're like
more of a liquor taste in it.
Whiskey-soaked barrels.
Normally, when you drink a high gravity beer that's high alcohol, it's kind of overwhelming where you take a few sips and you don't want anymore.
Is the mic on?
Purple Rush is dangerous because it's so smooth. It's actually dangerous.
For a professional, you'd think he'd get closer to the mic, don't you?
I know.
Anyway, 303-7.
I asked him what
he's as far
Adobe
away from us.
I should get for a certain thing, and he's like, Adobe? What is that?
No, you do digital, right? Didn't you? Don't you do all digital editing?
No.
I use a studio for everything I produce.
You didn't do it on tape.
Not on tape. It's all digital, but I don't use Adobe.
Okay, you hand lay them down. Your track.
For instance, the soundtrack I did for you.
Yeah.
Tree Farm Jingle, no matter what. I play all the instruments. So I do the drums, the guitar,
cool.
the bass.
Did you sing?
Oh man. He has a friend that did it.
I do harmony, vocals, but
no, I mean,
if you did the singing on our intro,
that is, I don't know if I have permission to tell you who that is.
From him, you mean?
Yeah, because
from me, I don't care.
He probably only pays him $10.
Yeah.
No, hey, listen, that's partly my fault.
I'm just saying.
So listen.
I thought it was him. I really thought it was you singing. I wanted you to sing it live coming back in last hour.
No.
Can you play the whole soundtrack, Tom, sometime? It's about 3
Copyright reasons we can't, Tom.
We can't
play it.
No, we can't.
Minutes.
No, well, for a couple of reasons. I know it'll trigger something. I don't want to trigger anything. But we
Nor
can go,
do you.
We can go, what part did you want them to hear? I can go to that part. Because they always hear the first part. What part?
It doesn't matter.
No, was it later in the song you wanted to hear that we hadn't heard before?
No, wait, are you saying that the intro you did is legitimately 3 minutes?
No.
Okay, no.
No, the whole song he did.
Let me explain it this way. So you heard the first verse, which is what you're doing on your intro.
Oh,
we did 3 verses.
And they're all troubleshooter related?
Yeah, we did.
No, hell with that. Let's play it. They're all troubleshooter related.
There's a jam. There's a slide guitar jam, and there's a
where does that jam come? Do you remember in the 3 minutes?
No, but I want the vocals. I love the vocals on the intro.
The other verses are badass. I'm telling you.
What if we just speed to this? Oh, well, you don't even have the 3-minute version,
Let's do it after the break.
Do you mean? Are you talking about the full version of the intro? Or are you talking about
the full version
song?
of the intro. Do you have
the whole song?
I mean, I can play the song on. I can play the song for my YouTube Music, but
no,
for the
he's
full
not.
Intro, I do not think I have.
We're not talking ZZ's song. We're talking about his song that he did.
I can look for it, but I'm not sure.
I'm going to give it to you. I have it.
I emailed it to you this morning.
Okay, then I'll have it.
Let's do it. Let's come back with it after this break.
Okay.
I promise people will listen.
Can we choose the beer?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, he wants you to choose one of the ones you like the best here. 303-713-8255.
No, actually, people will love that whole. Tom, people will love that whole intro.
People love this whole show.
No, it's if you listen to all 3 minutes, it is a jam.
Once you started saying it was that, I didn't know that.
What it should be.
No, I got the email you sent me today. Here,
it should be a 3-minute version.
The one I just deleted did not have anything of the sort.
We'd love to do that.
To tell Susan.
What was your favorite, Talib?
Hold on, let me see.
I like number 2.
Steve.
What is number 2?
Steve.
I took a big
What's your email?
It's rock and roll.
Purple Rain, Zombie Jam.
I actually like them all. I'm not a beer person, and that stuff all got
my favorite by far. I still go back to this German.
So you like number 2? That was the Rock and Docs.
Isn't light.
I like them all. Okay?
I'm not opening it for myself.
And I'm weird like that in that I don't normally like. I don't like mini beers.
I'm going to send you the.
No, I don't like mini. I don't like mini beers at all.
You guys, you know something really.
But cool? I like all of yours.
You know what's really cool?
Wow.
What he's saying to me,
I'm emailing it to you.
What he's saying to me.
Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney. I hope
you never need. But if you hang out with these guys, you never know. And listen, here's the thing. Free consultations. All you have to do is call them. And you know what else I love? Flat rate pricing. Now, on a serious note, a DUI is a serious thing. We get into the holidays here. Don't make a stupid mistake, especially now with Uber and Lyft. There's no excuse. But if you need a criminal defense attorney, flat rate pricing, free consultations, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200. You've heard me brag about this guy at Water Pros before, Paul the Waterman. What a good guy. And listen, he has whole house water softening for better laundry, better skin, better plumbing, all for under $2,000, fully installed in the whole house. If you want to do water purification, let's say in the kitchen, and never buy bottled water again, under $1,000 fully installed. And that's a 3-filter system reverse osmosis. Let's just put it this way, the best prices and the best systems. 303-862-5554, waterpros.net.
Did you know the Colorado Lottery...
No kidding here, man. I want you to listen to this. You don't have to answer it now, but...
I'm going to email it to you. So, Ants, which one do you want, the iHeart or Gmail?
I'll cut up this video, not just the audio. So it'll be the radio show and behind the scenes. And I will push it out to a minimum of 250,000 people will fucking see it.
Can you email me that?
Hold on, let me finish where I'm going. But we want rights to the song.
Oh,
so I don't
Slap the monkey.
No, we talked about everything you do, including beer and songs.
But what I was saying, that
he's a fellow he'll never get back on, and that's not true.
What he was mentioning is that when we're at a festival and there's other breweries lined up, they're all on me. I almost feel sorry. I don't want to badmouth any breweries, and they all say the same thing.
Steve, listen to what I said, though, man. It's not going to be the beer will be part of it, but I'm going to push out to at minimum, and I'll give you everything. I'll give you everything going out, who got it, where they saw it, everything, all the logistics involved in it. But that would be the
But
trade.
if I sell the rights to the song, I won't be able to bother Tom anymore.
No, that's not true. No. That's not true.
Because you know his number.
No. That part's not true at all, man.
So your favorite must be Rockin' Dachshund because you took it.
I asked him what he liked.
Oh.
I like drinking with Toledo.
So now I'm down.
We've been drinking for 30 fucking years.
Hold on. Can I get in on that too?
We got nothing in there.
I know. So is there any more in there?
That's what I call. What do they call?
I brought 20 beers and I drank it all.
I don't know.
That was kind of poser move.
Dry, huh?
I don't want to be dry.
I don't want to put a damper on it, but all this stuff looks like urine specimens. With these little cups.
My brother did that once.
Swear to God, that's a urine specimen.
My brother did that once. He took apple juice and put it in the urine sample thing, and he goes, "It doesn't look good. I better run it through again."
I want you to truly think about what I said, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's money in, money out. I mean, we should all be retired, right?
I want you to truly think about what I said. 250,000 fucking people.
But they're all homeless.
So I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to find your beer, and I'm going to take it to my friends.
Look at my website. Okay, rockandroll.beer. Look at the distribution.
You need to get this message pushed
right now.
out.
There's 11 stores on there. It's 100%. When I walk in somewhere and I show my product, because of the advertising, it looks good, the marketing, and when they taste it, it's 100%. I just started distributing myself.
Man, you killed me.
I have a wholesale.
I am not at your beer.
I love
your beaker.
Well, do me a favor, sir, and say that on the air. That means anything for the minute.
I am not a jeer beaker.
A jeer beaker? A jeer fucker?
I'll fuck a jeer.
I think my alcohol is higher content than I thought,
I am not a jeer beaker, but this is good beer. All of it. Normally, if I look at a beer as dark as your red, I'll take another.
Well, you didn't get the darkest yet. We're doing a stout, which is
well. Normally, when I look at one,
we could almost do something.
I literally
the other option would be think of this. So at the beginning of our YouTube cast,
they can zoom in on that.
You do the digital. I don't give a hell what it is.
Well, I'll produce something if you want.
That's what I'm saying. You got to have a point of purchase, though, man.
So you were in computer industry, auto industry, and now semi-retired.
Hell.
All right, here's the full
version. Okay.
All right.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice, so you don't.
Sorry about that. It had just one part highlighted.
What?
I'll continue it though.
I'm sorry. Something just happened. Okay, there we go. Well, come on, Ants. Ants had too much of this. Too much rock.
Ants had too much of the zombie jam.
People stopped calling us for problems today, Tom.
Here we go.
You need advice, so you don't have to lose. Won't run, won't fly. Then all they do is lie. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
Mark's ruining it. Sorry.
Listen to the other verses.
Same tune, they all sing. They ain't doing not a single thing. Bad word, did you in? We wanna help you, we want you to win. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's here to help the common man.
Bunch of drunk people here.
Is there another verse?
Yes. Slide guitar.
Uh-oh.
Apologies.
Don't give him any more Zombie Jam.
Okay.
It's not straight, out of whack. We're gonna help you get your money back.
Yeah!
They push, you shove. Solving problems is just what we love. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
Now this is a badass lead here.
We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooters here to help a common man.
Okay, that is bad ass.
Okay, who wants the beer?
Hello?
Hey, Eva, go ahead. What's happening with you?
Oh, hey, I want to tell the fellow who wrote that song. What's his first name?
That's Steve.
Steve? His first name is Steve?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, the beer guy that wrote
As
your
in
introduction.
Steve.
Okay. I want, can he hear me?
Yes, we can hear you great. Yeah.
Okay, and he can hear me. I want to tell him that I don't know if you guys had to pay for that introduction. That if you did, that was the best investment ever. That song so clearly defines what you do. And I'll tell you,
thank you.
I'm 76, and I move my butt every time I hear that.
I love it. That is so cool. Thank you for telling us that. We appreciate that, Eva. She moved. Okay, listen, I got some news that I think is fun. Florida, listen to this, seriously, now has America's lowest COVID rate of infection and death.
I love this transition.
Oh, I'm just talking news now here. This is consumer news because they were criticized for banning the mask mandate, for banning the vaccine mandate, for saying they'll pay pilots to come to Florida and get out of it. I'm telling you, Florida is very unpopular with some of the country, and so is DeSantis. Right now, the lowest rate, but you're not going to hear this. You will not hear it. Now, a few weeks ago when they were running high, you heard it all over the news. But you're not going to hear that right now they are declining and have the lowest rate of COVID in the entire country.
Yeah, because it's ran through there, which is good. Being serious, I don't think there's any issue with younger people having it. Would you disagree? Most younger people, they have no issues with it. They don't die from it. They might give it to older people, but, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's bad to be a natural vaccine.
And here's another one. Critics of Fauci have added the puppy controversy to this. They are basically saying that he should resign for the cruel treatment. A bipartisan group, listen to this, a bipartisan group of House members have sent a letter to the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases and its director, Fauci, asking for more information about the research. They say no, this is serious, Mark. They have grave concerns. We're talking about cruelty on a massive scale here, and he's getting a lot of problems here.
I got to ask you something for real, man. Do you have a problem if they run animal tests to protect humans from different diseases? It's never bothered me. I don't like Fauci for numerous reasons, but I'm not sure that having dogs in a I don't know, some kind of clinic irritates me.
I say that, let's put it this way. No, I'm never in favor of cruelty of animals. Nope.
Well,
never.
I think all of us can say that.
Never. I think that there are ways around it. Just like we have technology, there are ways around it. I think that to say that there was no other way around it, although he's not saying that. But I wonder why people are not reacting to it like I thought they would.
Because
also,
it's not on the news anywhere.
These are just good things to talk about because they are issues that affect us every day. This doesn't affect us every day, but on the movie Rust, where the shooting, that tragic shooting happened.
I was so sad, Tom.
It's sad, and I'm sad for Alec
Baldwin.
It's
got to torture him.
Honest to God.
Why are you sad for Alec Baldwin?
Too, I said, also, because
he
has to live with it.
He pointed the gun and pulled the trigger.
Not on purpose, Mark. Not intending to kill someone.
He's got to be tortured, Mark.
Of course not, but they say you never aim a gun, even on a set, at a person. He did it. He's going to end up getting in trouble.
The point I wanted to make was that guy, the armorer or the woman, whoever it was, on that movie
left.
No, he or she was in trouble for a previous movie, mishandling firearms.
Yeah, and they got up and got out of Dodge.
So anyway, that's a sad thing.
Tom.
Yes.
If you hand me a gun.
Yes.
The first thing I'm going to do is check that thing.
Damn right.
Period. I don't care.
I think Alec Baldwin's got a lot of problems here.
I don't care who you are. If you hand me a gun,
but if you
first thing I'm going to do is rack that bad boy and pop the clip and see what the heck I got in my hand.
Okay.
I have to know.
Okay, that's fine. So you pull the bullet out. Do you know the difference between a live round and a blank?
If you're in that position,
I'll
you
make
should.
sure the gun is empty.
A live round has the bullet on the end. And
I'll make sure the gun is empty.
The blank.
What the hell would a live round be doing in a movie set?
I don't know.
Because apparently, while they were living out there, they were doing practice shooting. Because while they're on the set way out in New Mexico on the ranch, they were all living.
Oh, there's nothing to do, so you go out and blast stuff.
No, I mean, it's pretty sad. It's tragic. And I just think, can you imagine living like that, huh?
There's no doubt.
I mean, after
you
killing
mean living
someone.
with it?
That's what I
terrible.
Meant. That's what I meant. We got more coming up.
Jaleel, I totally agree.
There's no question.
He's got to be liable because they handed him a gun and he never. If someone hands you a gun and they say something, I always check. Exactly.
There isn't just in general. When you hand me a gun, I'm checking.
For your crew, that's all I hear. Whatever they like, I'm going to give them all.
If the person who's supposed to be handling that thing, supposed to be setting it up for that scene, hands it to me, then I'm going to go do what I'm supposed to do with it. Okay? Listen. Then I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do with it. Why? Because they just did what they're supposed to do, and now we're supposed to be filming.
Hold on, Jaleel. In a minute here. Just a
From the Museum of Nature and Science proudly presents its newest exhibit, Survival of the Slowest. Explore dozens of habitats with live animals and discover how they've adapted to survive by slowing down. Visit dmns.org for more info.
You know, I love K&H Home Solutions, partly because they've been around 65 years. The other part is that they have quality products, and they have withstood the test of time. Their windows are wonderful. Safe Light windows. They have the Energy Star rating and winner of that award 7 years straight. They have Everlast siding, which you can soak in water. You can hammer it. It's all practically indestructible. Let's call it this, a lifetime of durability. And then, of course, you have Provia entry doors. Put them all together and you get 40% in November off your project. I don't mean you have to have it done in November. You have to call and make an appointment. If the appointment is in November, you get 40% off. Think about that. That is a major deal. You can put the work off, but you got to call in November or call now for November. 40% off. K&H Home Solutions. The website is khwindows.com. The number 303-421-7100.
So it was about 6, 7 years ago, this carpetbagger, and I'm not kidding you, his name was Jim Ross. We called him Jim Ross, the carpetbagger. He ripped off this old guy that was literally stealing money from someone that owned a house in Castle Rock, wanted his in-laws to move into him in hospice. I'm not kidding. You can't write this stuff. So this guy took him for flooring for the amount of about $6,000, $7,000 they call the show. So the good guys, and I can't say more about these guys. I've personally used them. They're a great company, but it's simplyfloorsinc.com. The owners are Buddy Mitchell and Karen Mitchell. They actually called during that show that many years ago and says, we want to help this guy out. We want him to get the flooring done so this poor old man in hospice can move in and just, die with dignity. So that's exactly what happened, and that is where our relationship with simplyfloorsinc.com comes from. If you need new flooring, not only are you going to get the best flooring out there, you're going to get the best price. These guys beat Home Depot, they beat Lowe's, they beat everybody. These guys are unbelievable, and they bring the showroom to you. Ethical, honest, great pricing. simplyfloorsinc.com.
On the True Crime Podcast, Crossing the Line, host M. William Phelps investigates the murder cases that never got the...
Up till the end.
I almost bought carpet. Hold on, I'm calling the old number. What is it?
And he has hardwood floors.
So you threw the F-word in there.
Until I said, God, fuck.
Well, Tom, Wednesday is now beer day, just like Friday's car day.
I'm coming up with 2 new beers.
I think Tom's thinking. I think Tom's.
I'm doing a stout. I'm doing a stout and a West Coast IPA. So those 2 we can come back for.
Hey, all I know is I'm going to sit in the parking lot for a few hours.
If you really want it, the way to support me, the closest one to you guys is Thornton, Dave Cole Thornton. I'm working my way to Denver.
Thornton.
I'm working my way to Denver.
Call Bubbles.
Bubbles?
Bubbles.
Where is that?
Castle Rock, south.
Bubbles. Yeah, a little ways. They'd have to have a minimum order, like a lot of cases, for me to go all the way down there.
Mallory has a big liquor store up north.
Yeah. One of them's Bubbles.
How do you know Mallory?
I play poker with him.
It's not a drug. What kind of poker do you play?
Mark, email me these things.
Different games? Or
like you play any big stores?
1 round of no limit. Hold them.
Steve at rockandroll.beer.
As long as you have a buyback on it, they're not going to give a shit. They got the.
You got players?
I play, but
I don't do a podcast. If they can't sell my stuff, they're idiots.
We don't play any wild cards or anything.
I'm not arguing with you there. I'm just saying, if you don't have a buyback, you will put it in your store.
The reason you don't do a buyback is because you don't know how they stored it.
We are there for
you have a card game.
Yeah, but even if you do it for, an example, the first 2 months.
But then, if you're playing a
just don't kill yourself over stupid shit. That's all I'm saying.
Or something along
most people that buy a certain kind of beer, and you have certain kinds of beer, will go in and try something new. So your sellout should be no issue.
People that buy my beer, Mark, they want it again. I mean, I haven't heard one negative. Honestly, I have not heard one negative comment on any of my beers.
So it's a group.
And I've had some tough customers.
That's awesome.
So if they can't sell my beer, then they're not trying.
I'm serious. I am not a
Have you ever been up to Mountain?
I'm going to give him a negative right now.
I don't know.
You
see them playing like Texas Hold'em, right? There's a bunch of people in. I don't even know how to get in or how to get out.
Like I was saying, I'll drink the Corona. I'll drink a Heine and stuff like that because they don't hurt,
A Heine?
Yeah, I'll drink.
What the fuck is a Heine?
I don't think these 2
I'll drink beers because they don't hurt.
That Canadian shit?
But then when I fool around and try to drink, you know, an IPA, or when I try to drink something
I'm
darker,
taking these two.
when I try to drink something that's,
I knew you. Well, I was going to give them away. Whoever wants them.
Yeah.
I'll take them. I don't want to do it that way. I can get you more later. Where's the other?
I thought it was German.
No, there were two.
There were three.
There was three.
Would that be the balance?
Where's the other one? No, you just put it over there.
Mark just said.
If you get any more credits,
All right. Well, I was going to give away the winner.
I don't think you will.
Whoever wanted those.
I mean, I might have sent back some jeans, shirts. I don't fucking know. I have no idea, man. That caught me so off guard. It was insane.
Hi, Tom Martino here. We might be able to squeeze a call in if you get right in now. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Call about anything you want. Help, information, referrals. You just want to make a comment. You can do that, and we're here. So we had a guest today, Steve Moss, and Steve brought his friend Mike Plummer. And Rock and Roll Brewery is the name of the brewery. Rock and Roll. That's ROCKNROLL. Rock and Roll .beer. I didn't even know there was a .beer.
You can buy a whatever.
No, hold on. If the domain has been established, but not.
No. You can come up with something that's not established. And
but it costs a lot of money to get a top level.
Ton of money.
Yeah.
But you can buy it.
You can buy it. You create it, and then don't you get paid?
Martino.
Then don't you get paid the royalties on that when people sign up a domain under it?
You own the neighborhood. Every house sold under you pays you.
Okay, because there's a .health now, you know, obviously .tv. There's
the biggest one recently, of course, is porn.xxx. So all these porn sites, these guys are laughing. I'm talking real dollars. They literally moved to .xxx, and whoever owned that top domain is probably $400 million.
Well, the very first one ever done, the
TV.
Porn? No. I meant the porn one. Was porn.com? Somebody told me, and it was worth like 20 or 30 million. Is that possible?
Porn is one of these things where everybody says I've never looked at it, but you can compare it to every stat that ever happened. There's no one like on the planet that hasn't looked at it.
Well, you're talking about the numbers of people that hit these things
that claim they didn't.
But the domains themselves. It's incredible how many domains are out there just sitting there. They're prospecting on domains, on the .coms especially.
Well, that's where they go to the next level. So .tv, for example, someone bought .tv. So if they sell it to a show called,
whatever.
Three's Company .tv, all of a sudden they own pretty much the infrastructure going down.
Hey, Mitch, what do you need, or what do you want to comment on, Mitch?
I just want to say kudos for approval reverse mortgage.
Sullivan is the best.
Yeah, and we love them. And Mary Jane, is it, or Rosemary? Which one?
Oh, don't even go.
What?
Mary Jane Hall.
Mary Jane, I love her. God. Mitch.
I was listening to the show when you called her all kinds of different names.
I know it. It was so weird.
Well, they were all good names, though.
Yeah, they were good. The only two names, Mary Jane and Rosemary. So anyway, Mitch, you got it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm 62 and almost 63, and I had enough. Well, I had to put $11,000 into it so that I would break even enough to get the reverse mortgage.
Oh, yeah.
Because the automotive industry that I'm in.
But never a payment again.
But now you never have a payment. You can sit there. You can be relaxed. I'm running out of time. Otherwise, I'd love for you to talk. I hope you call back. I want to remind everyone else, don't forget rockandroll.beer, our guest today. Also, referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. Save all your problems for me.
At Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. Leland Conway is next on Denver's Talk Station,